Alrighty, thanks for the final time this year. The double duty guys going to make the quick change and join the NASCAR Nationwide Series drivers for the season finale. It's 300 miles today over this Homestead-Miami track. It's a campaign that began 10 months ago, not too far north of here in Daytona Beach. Has crisscrossed the country from coast to coast and border to border and saw a few serious spills and some serious thrills. Now the season draws to a close at a track where last year the outcome wasn't decided until the very final turn. Kyle Busch has won 12. Carl Edwards the last 2. Now there's one final checkered flag and one final trophy to be won in the 2010 NASCAR Nationwide Series.
T-minus 10, 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
ESPN welcomes you to NASCAR Countdown in South Florida. The stage getting set up, and we set the stage for the Ford 300, the last race of the 2010 NASCAR Nationwide Series from the Homestead-Miami Speedway in Homestead, Florida. It's a day of many stories, a split or unified title, the end of an era for a twisted sister, and for some, a day of open auditions as they try and secure a place in next year's lineup and avoid an off-season of unrest. Qualifying for this race was held 4.5 hours ago. Brad Keselowski, who's already locked up the Series Drivers' Championship, is looking to lock up another win. He was third fastest in his Penske Dodge, but it's no surprise who he's behind for the start. The Gibbs Toyotas claim the front row again, the 6th time they've done so. All 6 times the order's been the same. Kyle Busch starting second, and Joey Logano on the pole. Logano today edging Busch by 5/1,000ths of a second to claim his 8th pole of this season. And check out the rest of the top 10 starters. Florida native Aric Almirola and Danica Patrick in the top 5, followed by 3 Cup stars and 2 more young rising stars of the sport. A really interesting looking front part of the grid to start this race. While some of the Cup guys finish up their debrief, let's head trackside. Dr. Jerry Punch is with Danica Patrick.
Thank you very much, Alan. We talked about how steep the learning curve would be for Danica Patrick coming from the IZOD IndyCar Series and NASCAR Stock Car Racing. But today, Danica, a career-best 5th place qualifying. What does that say about how far you've come and what might happen today?
It was a nice qualifying for the last race. I know qualifying is where I feel like I've struggled the most, so to have a good run was as I said, it was a good relief. I think it's going to be good for the race, but I also don't know. I mean, we struggled in practice at times. We weren't extremely fast, but I think what we were good with was the long run. So the last 25, 30 laps, I really feel like that has been a strength. So, you know, if we can just stay up there through the first half of the run, I think that will be the most critical thing for the GoDaddy car.
Hey, good luck to you.
Thanks.
Alan, her first ever top 5 start, maybe her first ever top 10 finish.
Danica, the only, I guess what you'd call Nationwide Series only driver among the top 8 qualifiers. You know, we tried to talk the boss into setting up our show by the water in the infield and letting us do countdown in shorts and flip-flops. Then they reminded us that nobody wants to see 4 grown men's bare legs. So we're hiding behind our desk inside the ESPN pit studio. Alan Bestwick with former champ Rusty Wallace, team owner Brad Daugherty, and champion crew chief Ray Evernham. The Drivers' Championship wrapped up a couple of weeks ago by Brad Keselowski, but still a lot of things at stake in this race.
No, you got that right. And what comes to my mind, this is the last chance to shine for a lot of these drivers out there that haven't won races, guys. They want to get in victory lane. They want to show they can do something. There's a lot of guys that very, very close this year, but just haven't got it done. So get out there to the light one more time. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, and to play off that, there's also a lot of young men and women who are trying to find jobs for next year. They want to be able to go out with a bang, impress some car owners that may want to give these young people an opportunity, or even some of these old vets an opportunity to come race again next year.
And equally as important, a lot of cars out there with blank quarter panels, some sponsor changing, still some want to raise that real estate, and there's no better way to get that real estate raised on your race car than go out and win in front of a huge crowd here at this final weekend.
It's a moving market for that real estate, as they would say. This race is the end of an era. The Nationwide Series will no longer use, after today, a car that some call the Twisted Sister. The body's all kind of twisted around. Slowly over the years, they developed that way. Thought it'd be fun to look back at the evolution of the cars across the series
That's
time.
my old buddy Jack Ingram from the lovely Asheville, North Carolina, driving the old shoebox back in the day. Won the inaugural championship, and that race car did a great job. The Iron Man.
That's from 1982. There's what one looked like in 92.
Well, they got a little bit more aerodynamic looking right there versus that shoebox we just looked at, Brad. But they'll get sexier yet as they go on.
Joe Nemechek, the closest championship ever. Here's a little more familiar-looking car now.
Yeah, I don't know who started that, moving the tails around and roof down and started that whole twisted car thing, but they're getting away from that now.
I think it was the guy that was talking that started all that. And the next generation car that made its debut at Daytona this year and was used for 4 races. Of course, it will be used full-time for the series going forward in 2011. So the last race for the present style of car, that body style, does it being the last race mean anything specifically?
Well, I think the interesting thing is when you go back and look at this new body style, it's actually going back to the old body style. You go back to 1982 and you look at that Oldsmobile that Jack Ingram was driving. It assimilated the car that you drove on the street. And these race cars we're going to run next year look like the street cars we have. It's almost like we're going back to go forward.
Let's look forward now look back as a way of looking forward by looking at some of the top stories of the year in the Nationwide Series. What, in your opinion, is the top story of the year?
Oh, in my mind, it had to be the boys have at it thing. And boy, one of the best case examples I saw was at Gateway this year when Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards got into the last lap. A big old crash. Everybody freaked out, including me. And I'm like, you got away with that? NASCAR didn't say anything. Hey, they said, get after it, man. You guys fix it yourself.
For me, it's been Danica Patrick. I mean, she comes over from IndyCar, open wheel racing. She's one of the best female drivers in the world. And we wanted to see immediately what type of impact and success she would have in this series. She has struggled somewhat, but I admire her determination. She's got a great starting spot today, but it's been a huge story, the expectations behind Danica Patrick.
Hey, great stories, all guys. But hey, let's not forget about the champion. Nobody saw that coming. Brad Keselowski and the strength of those Penske Dodges being together for the first year, coming up, putting together all those top 5s and wins, and winning this championship. I think that's a big story.
Well, you mentioned Brad. Coming up, we will pay tribute to the new Nationwide Series champion. Brad's a young man who could certainly use the old Frank Sinatra song, My Way, to describe his season. We'll talk about it. Plus, Rookie of the Year, how it works, and the young men who could claim the title at day's end, both of whom have had really interesting seasons in 2010. Those stories and more on the Guppy edition of NASCAR Countdown.
NASCAR Countdown is brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Enter this code at CodeSpotter.com for a chance to win a Roush Ford Mustang.
It is a beautiful day in South Florida. Watching the cruise ships come in and dock this morning from my hotel room as I was getting ready to come to the racetrack. The weather just as fine, a little south of downtown here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway as we get ready for the finale of this year for the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Well, Brad Keselowski locked up the Drivers' Championship 2 races ago at Texas, capping a brief 4-year rise from being known as the son of a successful racer to being a champion himself. He's a young man with a plan he stuck to, whether others liked it or not.
The goal from day one was to win the championship. My personal expectations were that we'd have a lot of struggles.
Bring it here. Bring it here.
Brad Keselowski got the win, but after he was docked 25 points apiece for 2 separate infractions, one involving the springs, the other involving shocks.
Incidents like what we had at Talladega, they pull your team apart. You know, they make people look around and say, man, what were you doing? You know, what was wrong with this? How did this happen? It's incidents like that that are the most challenging and that can be the most difficult, and that one was our hardest of the year.
Keselowski challenging on the outside now.
Brad Keselowski has been the man all night.
Has done it his way.
I think I'm setting a new template for what it's going to take to be a NASCAR driver. The template of being the next Jeff Gordon or Jimmy Johnson won't even get you through the door. You're going to have to be aggressive. You're going to have to fight back.
He's got an edge, and you want that edge, but he's not boastful. He puts the numbers on the board.
Brad Keselowski will win for the 3rd time.
His 4th win of the season. Going to get his 5th of the year.
When I'm in that racing mindset, when I'm Brad the racer, not Brad the person, that I'm aggressive, a really energetic personality, sometimes outspoken.
Brad Keselowski, driver of the Penske Racing Dodge. Kyle Busch is in.
But it's all because of what drives me to race.
He got a bad rap at the beginning of the season that he was wrecking people. That wasn't the case. And they had some rough times with Carl.
He spun out. Carl gets into Keselowski.
I've not changed through adversity. A lot of people would let it consume them. But by not letting it consume me, I've been able to keep the level of performance, keep the level of focus that I've had throughout the year.
And here comes Brad Keselowski.
Brad Keselowski wins for the 6th time this season.
You just got to have fast race cars. And throughout the 2010 season here at Penske Racing, I've had fast race cars. The speed was there, and I knew that if I just ran smart races, we could win the championship.
Here comes your champion, Brad Keselowski.
All the hard work paid off, and that's rewarding in so many levels. That feeling you get after winning a race or winning the championship, and you just look at everybody else's eyes and see how happy they are. That quite honestly makes me more happy than the accomplishment does for myself. It's hard to give a billionaire something he can't buy. You know, it's just really cool to share that with him.
Great line there. It's been quite the season for Brad Keselowski, a team that was pulled together pretty late in the game after his move to Penske Racing, scored 6 wins, and those 25 top 5 finishes equals a single season record he could break today. He starts in 3rd position and is with Jamie Little.
6 wins, his first championship, all in the first year driving for Roger Penske. But there's one goal still left, that owner's championship, Brad. Why is it important to win that over the 18 today?
Well, you want to complete the title for Roger, and I want him to be on stage, not another owner, so that's not going to be easy. You know, the 18 car's been good all year, and certainly they're good here tonight, qualified 2nd, but, you know, we brought a new package here this weekend because our mile and a half program has been behind the Gibbs program, and hopefully it'll work out when we get our discount tire, Ruby Tuesday Dodge Charger and Victory Lane.
Well, your crew chief told me it's the best you guys have unloaded on a mile and a half track. Good luck. He rolls off 3rd. Alan?
Okay, Jamie, thanks. We know Brad's not afraid to speak his mind. He hasn't been afraid to mix it up with drivers more experienced than he. A thought on what you've seen from him on his way from being a relatively new face at this level to being a champion.
Well, number one, I'm really happy for him. I'm proud for him. This guy started for nothing, Alan. He was a little racer in the Midwest area, didn't have nothing to work with, no money, no nothing. Built his own cars, built his own engines. He worked himself up to where he is right now. And I think, guys, you've come from this same area. All of us started with, you know, at the beginning of a racing career and worked through it. This guy did the same thing.
Yeah.
And he earned it, and I'm real proud of him. And to think that now he's going to drive my number 2 Miller Lite car that I used to drive next year makes me pretty proud. It really does.
You're exactly right. I mean, when I look at Brad Keselowski, it doesn't surprise me at all. I owned a truck team back in the mid-'90s and raced against his father, Bob Keselowski, a real hard-scrabble, determined racer who did it on will and desire. And this young man, this apple does not fall far from the tree. And I'm very, very excited for Brad Keselowski because he is so appreciative of his position in the world of stock car racing. He doesn't take it for granted.
Right, and those are the things that get you respect from the people inside of this business. And when he first came in, you know, I stood back a little bit. I'm not a real big fan of that aggressiveness and brashness, but he's learned to give and take. He appreciates where he comes from. He represents his fans and his sponsors well. This is a young man who's learned how to race throughout the year and matured. I think he's going to be a great champion, and really congratulate him.
And well done for Brad and that entire team. Now, NASCAR does track 2 sets of points, one for the Drivers' Championship and one for owners who field a car in every race, but maybe with different drivers. So there's something at stake for those owners. You see the owners' points coming in, 41 between the Gibbs 18 and the Penske 22. There was a 40-point swing in Penske's favor in the Phoenix race last Sunday. The owners and drivers' titles have been split 3 times in the past, 2003, 2007, 2008. Some like it, some don't like it. What are your thoughts on it?
I don't like it. I think whoever wins the championship, it's the driver, owner, car, it's all one to me. I don't like the separation of the owner having a championship. To me, Roger Penske has won the championship, period, so I don't like it.
It's going to be interesting to see whether Penske and Keselowski can turn the tide on the Gibbs 18 on this track today, the mile-and-a-half configuration where the Gibbs cars have been so strong. Also at stake, the Rookie of the Year award today. 2 drivers basically in the hunt for it. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. leading Brian Scott by 8 points entering the final race. Rookie of the Year determined by a driver's 16 best finishes, plus extra points for top 10 results, and points a panel of series officials and the defending series champ, Kyle Busch, vote to award. Let's hear from Stenhouse with Dave Burns.
And it's been quite a year for Ricky. You know, after missing the race at Nashville and then essentially getting benched the next week, Ricky, you've come to this point. Could you have ever imagined?
I didn't really think so. Tell you what, the beginning of the season, I definitely wanted to give up, but you know, Jack stood behind us, and City Financial and Black Wing and Speed and the whole guys on our team. They've stuck behind me and built up confidence in myself, and you know, we've turned the corner and definitely headed in the right direction.
Well, he qualified 10 positions better than his closest rival, Brian Scott, and he leads him by 8 points going into today's race, Alan.
All right, Dave, thanks. We'll keep an eye on the Ray Bestis Rookie of the Year fight throughout today. Still to come, Kyle Busch, a 12-time winner this season. He'll try for 13 and that split championship today at Homestead. Scenarios for that on the way. And Carl Edwards has won the last 2 straight Nationwide Series races. He goes for the season-ending three-peat. We'll hear from him as he goes treasure hunting on the track in South Florida.
Do you know I can wade in 6 feet of water?
Yeah. ABC's Saturday Night Football delivering regional action tonight. Most of the nation will see Taylor Martinez lead the 8th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers against a tough Texas A&M team. Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines on ABC at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Some of the nation will see Florida State, Maryland, or USC and Oregon State. Go to ESPN.com and search maps to see where you can find your game. The last 2 NASCAR Nationwide Series races this year have ended with the same driver holding the trophy. At Texas 2 weeks ago, Carl Edwards got the jump on Kyle Busch on a late restart and picked up the win, taking advantage of an open gate to put a little twist to his victory celebration. Then last Saturday at Phoenix, Edwards dominated, leading 3/4 of the race to score that trophy. He also won the Cup race the next day. So Carl Edwards going for 3 straight today in the Nationwide Series. Only 7 drivers have done that in series history.
Well, it's not the last 2 in a row. He's been hot, period. He's 6 out of the...
There we go. Carl Edwards going for 3 straight today. Only 7 drivers have done that in series history.
Look at some of those names.
There
Sam Hard, Larry Pearson, Harry Gant, Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ryan Newman, Kyle Busch, all these guys, legends in this sport.
Okay, I'll bet you Vince is going to talk to Carl Edwards right now.
Vince?
Well, Carl's not just won the last 2 in a row. He's been hot, period. He's 6 out of the last 9 in the top 5. What do you need to win a 3rd straight race here today?
We just need Mike Beam to keep up with this racetrack. It's going to be a crew chief's race here today. The temperatures are going to go down, the grip's going to come up, and I hope this Copart fast and all fusion's fast. The last 2 weeks have been so much fun. I mean, they've just been a blast, so hopefully we can keep it up.
Carl Edwards, he's a former winner here as well. He'll roll off 8th today.
Hey, Kyle, when I surveyed a couple of crew chiefs and drivers and asked them to describe this track, they used the word tricky a few times and highly technical. So help us out here. What is this track like?
It's difficult. You know, you've got a lot of different avenues that you can go down, whether you go to the bottom, whether you run the middle, whether you run the top. So the entries to the center, the corners to the exits are all completely different. But I feel like our Z-Line Designs Camry is pretty good. You know, hopefully we can tackle all those, you know, and get over the heap and be able to try to come out of here with number 13 today and hopefully an owner's championship.
Hey, good luck today.
Thank you.
Jamie?
For the 8th time this season, Joey Logano is the pole sitter. So, Joey, what is it about this particular car on these particular types of racetracks that makes you hard to beat?
I don't know. I mean, I think Kevin Kidd and you guys do a good job on getting some speed in this race car for qualifying at least. And what's it we have tonight for a race car? I feel like GameStop Toyota was decent last night in practice. It seemed like we struggled a little bit the first practice. So we'll see when the sun goes down. Hopefully we got enough adjustment in it to you know, adjust to it right and be there at the end. That's all that matters. You know, we're gonna see guys going forward and backwards probably throughout the day and at nights when it matters. So we'll get it right by then.
All right, he has 2 wins this season, both on 1.5-mile tracks, both from the pole. Alan?
Okay, Jamie, thanks. Let's talk about that. The fact that the race is going to start in the afternoon sun and finish tonight under the lights. It means a lot of adjustments for crew chiefs to make on their pit stops during the day. For what to watch out for there, let's go to one of our champion crew chiefs, Tim Brewer, in the Craftsman Tech Garage. Tim?
Thanks, Alan. Like Carl Edwards said, keeping up with the temperature of the racetrack is going to be very critical because as the racetrack cools off, what's going to happen? You're going to gain more grip. It's going to get tighter. So you're going to see a tire changer reach in here and pull this spring rubber out. What that's going to do is soften the spring rate, enabling the car to turn. You still got the wedge adjustment you can go to, but the track bar, you can adjust that up and down to control the bite of the car. But to keep from disrupting the pit crew and making those changes, air pressure is your best friend. So if you can change the air pressure in the car to change the handling characteristics, you're going to be ahead of the game. AB?
Good stuff there, Tim. Thank you very much. And let's talk about now a few more people to watch in the race today. Sam Hornish is in the field.
Yeah, he's back in the Nationwide Series right now, driving the number 26 Alliance Parts Dodge. I expect a lot out of him tonight. He's a pretty good racer. We all know that. And those Penske Dodges guys have been very
they make
fast.
some steam, don't they?
Oh, yeah, they're quick.
A change of situations this week. Brendan Gaughan making his final start in a Rusty Wallace Racing Nationwide car. Michael Annett moves there, his last ride today for Germain Racing.
Yeah, our good friend R-Dub made that announcement there. Michael Annett, another young guy, gives RWI probably a really good young driver lineup for next year. There's one of our open wheel competitors. Yes, what I'm talking about. Them sprint car guys have not done too bad in NASCAR.
And as good as Carl Edwards has been the last couple of weeks for Roush Fenway Racing, Trevor Bain's a guy worth keeping an eye on today.
I'm telling you, the guys, this young man has superstar written all over him. Very fast. He did make a change just a few weeks ago to get into this car, so a little unfamiliarity with his crew chief and his team, but this young man is going to be a superstar in this sport. Very talented.
All right, now let's hope at the end of this race we get a finish like we've seen here a couple of times in the past. For instance, last year, Carl Edwards made a late pit stop for tires. Kyle Busch was the race leader. He stayed on the track. Carl ripped from 8th to 2nd quickly and went after him on the last lap.
The throttle. We're coming off the corner. He's trying to get a little four-wheel drift. Hopefully get up in front of Kyle Busch. Didn't quite make the pass. What a heck of an opportunity and try for Carl Edwards.
And, of course, Kyle Busch, the only driver to win the series championship and win the final race of the season in the same year. Brad Keselowski hoping he can duplicate that feat today. Now, another fantastic finish we want to show you. The very first race at this racetrack. It was November 1995. Dale Jarrett, that's him in that white and green 32 car. He's running 4th, going to turn 3 on the final lap. It works out for him.
Dale sitting there and watches Larry Pearson, Kenny Wallace, Hermie Sadler. All those boys end up in a big heat. And guess who wins the race? Old number 32 in the Hudson car, DJ Dale Jarrett.
Is that an old Hudson Horn? What is that?
Look at that.
There is no truth to that rumor, and I'm just not going there because
we're messing with Dale. Dale, you know we're messing with you right there, buddy.
he gets to talk after us, so I'm not going there and messing with it. So we've talked about some of the guys to keep an eye on. We've talked about the Owners' Championship, the split title, the joint title. Just one follow-up thought on the overall picture. Does it diminish anything from Roger Penske's accomplishment this year if that Owners' title ends up being split?
Absolutely not. Everybody on this planet knows that Roger Penske owns that car. This guy's a 15-time Indianapolis 500 winner, probably the best car owner in all of NASCAR, and they all know that he owns that 22 Dodge that Brad Keselowski's driving.
So who's going to win the last race of 2010? Who's going to win the last race in the old twisted-up car? And who's going to be the one to tell Rusty the coffee's decaf? The opening ceremony for the season finale is coming up next.
Fire 'em up, boys!
After racing enough miles to go from the Atlantic to the Pacific 2.5 times, the NASCAR Nationwide Series finishes its season in South Florida. It's ESPN's live coverage of the Ford 300 from the Homestead-Miami Speedway in Homestead, Florida. In a season where a dozen different drivers have gone to victory lane and one driver has won a dozen races, we come to one final trophy dash and a chance to ride off into racing's winter hibernation, riding the ultimate high for a race driver, the guy that can say, I won the race, all the way till next February. Let's go trackside for the ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats as the United States Coast Guard 7th District Color Guard presents our nation's colors. And remain standing as Pastor Travis Johnson from Life Point Church of Homestead offers today's invocation.
Dear God, we thank you for this amazing South Florida evening where we're surrounded by some amazing, fun-loving fans and fantastic drivers. Pray you bless us to have a great time and keep our drivers safe. We do this free of worry because of our sons and daughters who selflessly serve in the U.S. military home and abroad. We ask that you would keep them safe as well. And we do this in the name of the most revolutionary, hammer-swinging Jewish revolutionary who came to change our lives. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Now to honor our troops, place your right hand over your heart. As founding and current member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Alto Reed performs our national anthem.
After those jets depart the area, the next loud noise you'll hear will be 43 NASCAR Nationwide Series engines roaring to life as we get set for the final race of the 2010 Nationwide Series season. The engines fire next.
Ford 300 at Homestead-Miami is brought to you by the new 2011 Ford F-150, built Ford tough, and Nationwide Insurance. Enter this code at CodeSpotter.com for a chance to win a Roush Ford Mustang.
It's Ford Championship weekend at the Homestead-Miami Speedway in South Florida, wrapping up the NASCAR season for 2010. The NASCAR Nationwide Series going 300 miles today, and a lot of interesting stories among the 43 starters in the field. With more of those from pit road, here's Dr. Jerry Punch.
Thank you, Alan. You know, Danica Patrick qualified a career-best 5th today and has her sights set on her first ever top 10 finish in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Crew Chief Tony Urick Jr. says she's come so far in just 12 races, particularly learning to change the lanes on the racetrack, be able to adjust the handling of her car. What is her weakness? Well, getting on and off pit road for green flag pit stops. She lost 11 seconds at Texas. He said that cannot happen today for her to have any shot at a top 10 finish. Jamie Little.
Well, Doc, of all the drivers in the field tonight, the one with the most pressure and the most to lose is Kevin Harvick. Why? Well, he has his sights set on a Sprint Cup Series championship tomorrow. But as for today, his crew chief, Ernie Cope, told me this is the most relaxed he's seen Kevin Harvick. Harvick didn't even have to practice, and he came over and practiced both sessions. They say the car is good. They can't imagine a better way to gain momentum for tomorrow than a win tonight. Dave Burns?
Jamie, Casey Kane makes his 8th and final start in the Great Clips Toyota for this season. The 7-time winner also qualified fastest for the Cup race tomorrow. While nothing technical transfers over, according to crew chief Stuart Cooper, the positive vibe has been amazing for this Nationwide Series run. They had a great final practice, and they hope they can take Casey back to victory lane for the first time since August of 2007. Vince Welch?
Well, Joey Logano didn't run for the Drivers' Championship this season, but if he had, he just may have been the guy to beat. 24 races, an unbelievable average finish of 4.8. During the course of the season, he won twice, but what sticks in his craw the most, 6 runner-up finishes. Crew chief Kevin Kidd says it feels more like 100. Well, one way to erase those bad memories would be a trip to victory lane today in the season finale. Alan?
Okay, Vince, thanks. So about a half a minute before the engines fire. Gibbs cars have been so strong in the mile and a half. Is it Gibbs today or somebody else?
Happy Harvick.
Ray's over here saying Harvick, man, but they can't beat them Gibbs cars, man. Them Gibbs boys are tough.
Well, I don't even know what to say, except I think it's going to be Brad Keselowski. He wants that owner's championship. He's going to drive hard. He's already got the points thing locked up. Look at that guy right there to stand on it and bring home that thing for Roger Penske.
You are going with the Penske posse instead of the Gibbs guys today.
33.
And Ray saying 3's the number, and Harvick's going to be the happiest at the end of the afternoon. All right, well, we'll see how it all plays out. 300 miles the distance, 200 laps around this multi-banked mile-and-a-half track. Remember the progressive banking, and, of course, remember that big variable, the day into night racing. This will finish after sunset under the lights. Time to get the last race of the season started. Back trackside we go.
Race fans, are you ready? It's time for the most famous words in motorsports. Here to give the command, please welcome our Grand Marshal, General Manager for Ford Lincoln Mercury Marketing, John Felice.
Drivers, start your engine.
Crank them up, gang. Crank them up. Crank it up. Start up. That 38 is the low, 4,000.
All right, it's the end of the season, the beginning of the Brad Keselowski Championship reign, the end of an era with this model race car making its final run, and the beginning of the description of the race by our boys in the booth. Marty Reed, Andy Petrie, and the winner of that first race here at Homestead, Dale Jarrett.
And thank you, Alan. Hello again, everybody. Glad that you're with us for this finale. Of course, you know the Drivers' Championship is settled. It's Brad Keselowski's. But talking to Kyle Busch earlier today about the Owners' Championship, he says, if I have the car to win, I'll go for it. Otherwise, I'm going to defend for Joe Gibbs Racing and hope to win that Owners' title. The guy he's got to defend against, Andy Petrie, is Brad Kay.
Yeah, with Brad Kay having wrapped up that Drivers' Championship, which is really the biggest prize in the sport,
other than maybe winning this championship for the owner and keeping it all together. It's really a team thing. You know, these teams race against each other all year, with Brad Keselowski having driven for Roger Penske the whole year, and the 18 teams use other drivers, and surprisingly they think this is really important. I mean, they're racing hard for this. I've even talked to the Penske guys. They really want this championship. They want to be able to hand that trophy to Roger as well.
Well, there's also another group. That's that group that hasn't won. They're young. They may not have a sponsor. They're trying to impress, and this is their one last chance.
Yeah, it's about their livelihood. They're wanting an opportunity for someone to notice their talent so that they can either have that ride for next year, or if it's a sponsor they're trying to get on their car for next year, to really show what they can do. And I tell you, as I walked through the garage area this weekend, there was one name that stood out, someone that impressed me running his first nationwide race last weekend, and that's Cole Witt in the 84 car. He's qualified 10th here for this race tonight. Want to see what he can do in one of these nationwide cars on a 1.5 mile racetrack. He's been very impressive so far.
Well, and we also have 14 double-duty drivers. In fact, one of them is our in-race reporter, and he's going to be looking for a championship tomorrow. It is Kevin Harvick. Let's talk to him, DJ.
Hey, Kevin, Dale Jarrett, the ESPN. You have a copy?
4.
Hey, Kevin, we'll go straight to our mailbag question. And Mary in Mobile, Alabama asked, how much is tomorrow's race weighing on your mind today?
Not a whole lot. Really happy with the way that our car handled in practice. So today is just about trying to find little things on the racetrack that will help me tomorrow and see where the racetrack is and goes as we go through the race through a tire run. So nationwide car helped me a lot in Texas and Phoenix and really all year. So looking for the same little help today.
Hey, Kevin, there will be some people that are saying, since tomorrow is such a big day for you, you had probably opportunities to put someone else in the car. Why did you decide to stay in it?
Because I feel like I've learned so much, and you know, you get to get on pit road, you get to you know, see tire wear, you get to see where the tendencies of the racetrack goes. So it's the same thing I've done all year, and I feel like it's a benefit to helping us set up the car tomorrow morning.
Well, we appreciate you racing in this, and most of all for talking with us. Good luck, and we'll talk to you later on.
All right, guys. Thanks.
And our over-the-wall reporter is Mark Hollywood Armstrong. He is the front tire changer on the number 66 of Stephen Wallace. And Hollywood, first off, happy anniversary. That was just yesterday. But let's talk about the fact that we're going to be going from daytime to nighttime. What are the challenges for you guys on pit road?
Well, Marty, there's many challenges down here that each crew faces. With the track temperature going to make about a 40-degree swing between the start of this race and the end of it, the teams is going to have to make a lot of adjustments. And the team that can minimize those mistakes the most on pit road and have very good stops could go to victory lane. This team here, the 66 team, well, we're running a special paint scheme for the troops. And what better way for us to honor them than to go to victory lane tonight? And this team right here is ready to do that, guys.
All right, you guys be safe out there, and good luck tonight. We've got our onboard cameras for you. We've got one with Danica Patrick, Jason Leffler, Justin Allgaier, Trevor Bayne, Kyle Busch. We've already talked to Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, and Stephen Wallace. And when we come back, we'll go green with the final race of 2010. Drive on. 43 cars out on the track here at the 1.5 mile Homestead-Miami Speedway. And let's show you the starting grid across the top of your screen. Chase Mattioli is going to be the one car that's going to the rear. They had adjustments outside the impound area. 4 cars did not make the race, including Michael McDowell, Danny O'Quinn Jr., Tim Andrews, and Sean Case. Well, let's talk a little bit about Carl Edwards, because he can cap off the season with a 3rd straight win if he can pull it off here tonight in the Nationwide Series. And he likes his chances, guys.
And why not? I mean, he has. He's been red hot here lately in both series. And I say he'd be one of the favorites.
Absolutely. Mike Beam's done a fantastic job since coming over and taking over as the crew chief for this car. They really have a good relationship in getting the car exactly like Carl likes it.
And, of course, his teammate, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., is on the cusp of potentially claiming the Rookie of the Year title. Brian Scott is his main competition there in the 09. There is Ricky. He was very quick in the first practice session. And as you can see right now, he is going to be starting 20th in this field. And he's coming off a 9th place run last week at Phoenix. Let's talk a little bit about this 1.5 mile oval here at Homestead-Miami. It's been reconfigured twice. The last time was in 2003, mainly for that banking.
Yeah, that banking is a progressive banking. You can run right on the bottom. There's a lot of speed down there, but it's normally you're going to be down there with the newer tires. get up there and use that 20 degrees of banking, keep a lot of momentum, and that's what you need with these nationwide cars.
Lights out on the pace cars, but we've got a quick update from pit road. Doc, what are you hearing?
Yeah, look for Danica Patrick to allow some of the more veteran drivers to go by. Truex, Edwards, and Harvick in an early lap or two, and then she'll fall in line maybe 10th, 11th, 12th behind these guys and learn the racetrack. She qualified well, but has never raced here before, so Tony Eury Jr. said, look, let the guys go by, get in behind them, follow them, and learn the track early on. That way you can stay out of trouble and learn a lot about how to drive this tough track.
And there is Tony on top of the box, and he has coached her very well this year, and she has been listening when Tony talks. All right, pace car pulling down off the track. Joey Logano picked the high side, so he's on the outside of teammate Kyle Busch. There's Danica back in row number 3. Logano has 5 of his wins from the pole, and here we are, the season finale of the 2010 NASCAR Nationwide Series from Homestead-Miami is green. We saw 3 wide further back. Battle for the race lead down the backstretch, and look at this as they head for 3. Joe Gibbs teammates side by side. 3 wide further back in the field. There's Danica keeping that low line.
Yeah, she's doing a nice job there. I was a little concerned. Sometimes just trying to get out of the way can be even more difficult. You have to be careful there. She's running a good pace here.
Side by side with Kevin Harvick. And right behind them is that young rookie we were talking about, Cole Witt, in that 84.
I think he's got only one thing on his mind, and that's how much he can stay in the throttle.
Cole takes the lower line now, trying to go underneath Danica. Here comes Harvick down to the low side as well, following Brad Keselowski. Now Harvick slides back up. That's Almirola in the 88.
Yeah, and you'll see a little drafting effect on this racetrack. You have by far enough speed to make that work, so whenever somebody gets tucked up behind, they can push that car ahead.
3 wide coming out of 2. Carl Edwards in the middle there. Almirola on the outside, and Harvick pulls back in behind the 2 of them. On board with Kevin. Battle for the race lead. The 18 of Kyle Busch and Joey Logano going after each other. Here we come to complete lap number 3. And it will be Kyle Busch in front again. He has led officially at the stripe all 3 laps so far. Back in 3rd place, Martin Truex Jr. Keselowski, Edwards rounds out your top 5. You know, the one thing I've noticed is we watch Harvick going underneath Almirola. Danica isn't dropping back. She's hanging right there.
She's got a really good car. Watched her every lap of this race so far. Just doing a great job. Maintaining that momentum up against the wall.
Yeah, she got a little bit high right there, and it looked like had to crack the throttle coming out of turn 4. That allowed some others to close up.
Right behind her, the 26, Sam Hornish Jr. These 2 have a history together, not only in the IndyCar Series, but all the way back to their go-karting days. Sam looks like he might have her cleared. Now she's trying to come back on the outside. Casey Kane right behind in the 38. Justin Allgaier in the 12.
Yeah, she's doing a nice job right here. And I think that the experience she got at California running well with a good race car is really benefiting her here.
Across the stripe, that 4-car pack still together. In the mix as well now, Paul Menard. Kane's gotten around Danica. Justin looking like he's going to try it on the low side. Talking to Allgaier earlier this weekend, he said the one thing he is really sad about leaving Penske Racing is his team. He's really bonded with that crew. Of course, he'll be going over to Turner Motorsports next year. You're on board with Justin as he tries to get around Danica. Now slides up behind her. It's a battle for 13th on the racetrack. Now Justin's got his hands full.
Yeah, Jeremy Clements in that 0-4 qualified real well. Went out late, but he still qualified in the top 15.
How about the battle for 8th? We talked about 2 young guys looking for a potential big night. Trevor Bayne, Cole Witt.
Yeah, 2 guys that we could be talking about for some years to come in this series. I know they both have aspirations of going on to the Cup Series, but two young drivers with a lot of talent that could be talking about next year, hopefully, doing a lot of good things.
Boy, the 12 and the 7 almost touched there. Allgaier does clear Danica now. Jeremy Clements also going underneath. This is a little bit earlier. Watch the 04.
Oh man, in a tight spot. Got really loose.
Nice save. The 62 of Brendan Gaughan was the car in front of him, and luckily nobody else got into him. And he's still under control, or back under control. Reed Sorensen right there underneath the 04 and the 32. And then there's Ricky Stenhouse. Of course, he's keeping his mirror out, looking for the 09 of Brian Scott. The man that he's challenging for the Rookie of the Year battle. The 10 of Jason Leffler now clears around Danica Patrick. Here comes Sorensen with Stenhouse. Brendan Gaughan.
Yeah, you just see all the different lines that make this such a great racetrack for these drivers to be able to race hard on.
Battle for third right now as Carl Edwards has gotten closer to Martin Truex Jr.
I don't think this is any surprise with what we've seen over Carl Edwards over certainly the last two races, and a lot more than that they've gotten this car where has a lot of speed in it and doesn't give up on the longer runs either.
See that Carl has picked up the 4 spots since the start of the race. Biggest mover of the race has been Casey Kane. We've got 3 wide again, and it seems like Danica's a magnet right now for the 3 wide. On board from Danica's view. Whoa, and Clement gets loose again.
Yeah, he's
still
out of
loose.
shape.
Oh, no, he's going around this time. Hang on to it, Jeremy. Through the infield grass. Can he keep it off the wall? No.
Not too much.
Get into it. No.
He was running 16th at the time. Our first caution comes out here on lap number 12. And you see the damage on the right rear corner. That is not too bad.
Come on, just a little bit.
Let's go back, take another look.
See, he saw an opening here. Danica was a little late getting back to the throttle, but as he had to turn down to try to stay off of, that's whenever he lost a little bit of air on the rear of the car. The way it went.
Give you a different angle.
You can see he was already plenty loose. Just like I said, Dale, being so close to Danica, it takes all that air off the right side.
Well, he made the one nice save, unable to save it this time, and then just at the tail end, nudges it on the inside wall. So here we are as we've completed 11 laps, soon to be 12. With the tire limit, do you want to pit?
Well, you want to try to stay out probably here because they haven't run that many laps. You'll see some cars at the back of the field come in as an opportunity to make some adjustments.
I got a couple takers a little bit further back in the field. We'll step aside for a quick break. Be right back. Make sure to go to Goodyear.com to check out Goodyear's Support Our Troops program, and there you can send a thank you message from a NASCAR driver and enter for a chance to win a 2011 Ford Taurus and other great prizes. No lucky dog this time. We have 3 cars that have taken it behind the wall. Kevin LePage, Dennis Setzer, and Jeff Green have parked it. Let's show you also the 11th. This is the good side. The right side's not as good.
He evidently gotten up against the wall. I'd say he's been trying to run that real high line and scraped it just a little bit on the right side. You can see the bare bond they put on the rear bumper and the right side.
So David Ruderman's got the damage on that car. Let's get a quick update on Danica Patrick. She pitted, Doc.
Yeah, 4 tires and a major track bar adjustment. The car very, very tight from the center off. Couldn't hold the bottom of the racetrack. Lost a lot of positions. Guys, going back to green.
Yeah, she's restarting in 27th. Up front, it's Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Carl Edwards, Martin Truex, and Kevin Harvick.
Kyle Busch chose that high side to restart, but Joey Logano jumped out in front, but here comes Kyle.
Kyle coming back. He has led every lap so far today. And it looks like he's going to lead this one as he pulls up in front of his teammate. Busch has now led in 28 of his 29 starts this year. And he now leads all 15 laps here tonight.
Yeah, he might not get that same courtesy from somebody besides his teammate pulling up.
I was thinking they have a lot of confidence in each other to be racing that close together, especially this early.
You see a little bit further back, a bit of a logjam. Whoa, and Martin Truex realized he was going to probably pinch the 33. Could have been a mess. He gets out of the way quickly, loses a little momentum.
See Kevin Harvick there up on the high side. Our pit studio is not the only ones that thought that he had a good chance to win this. A lot of people in the garage area were pointing to Kevin Harvick having a very good race car here.
And now Harvick running in that 4th position, Edwards 3rd. You can see Keselowski and Martin Truex right behind.
That was interesting. Harvick said there getting started that running this race really helps him to figure out which way the track's going to go and how the groove's going to move around. And that is really an advantage for him when it comes to the Cup race.
Good battle going on there. Look at Ricky Stenhouse. Is he going to try and kick the field goal between the 12 and the 26?
Bad idea.
No, yeah, they're closing those poles. A lot of close action. That's Menard down low now. And, of course, the 10 is Jason Leffler. That is from 11th on back. And it continues down the backstretch.
Of course, Ricky Stenhouse had a great second half of the year. Is he really getting down into the corner?
On board with Justin Allgaier. And as we approach the top of the hour, we're working lap number 19 of 200 here at the Ford 300, the final race in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Kyle Busch has led all 18 laps tonight. He won the truck race last night. Right behind him is Joey Logano, Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski. 3 cars have taken it behind the wall: LePage, Setcher, and Jeff Green. That gets you an update so far. We have had 1 caution, and that was for a total of 3 laps.
See Eric Almirola there on the inside of Casey Kane. He's had a great weekend so far. Practiced really fast, had a fast car. Going to drive this car all year next year, run for the championship.
And, of course, speaking of the championship, we're waiting for official word from NASCAR. Of course, there are reports all around that Sprint Cup drivers will not be eligible for the championship. But, again, no word yet from NASCAR on what the final points championship designate will be. Another car that just took it to the garage area was David Gilliland. He has pulled it behind the wall. That means 4 cars now off the track. Casey Kane in that 38, of course, in tomorrow's season finale for Sprint Cup will be on pole. And let's get an update on what his condition is right now, Dave Burns.
And Marty, in that Sprint Cup race, what will his car number be?
83.
Okay, and what's his car number today?
38.
Oh, okay, here's his pit board. Casey said, I want something very familiar to help me get on and off of pit road and hit my stall just right. So it's not the car he's running tomorrow and next year. Not the car he's running the year after that. Oh, and we got trouble, guys.
Jeremy Clements again is involved, and also the 87 of Joe Nemechek, as we are now into our 2nd caution. And this time the damage is a lot more severe on that 04.
Yeah, poor Joe Nemechek's, his car's really torn up here.
Well, Joe was running 26th at the time of the crash.
Let's go to the garage.
It's a tough way to end the season for Joe. See, he had sponsorship this weekend from Gator.com, and right now he's just trying to get it back to the garage area. Of course, Joe has a claim to fame here at Homestead. He has more wins in the Nationwide Series than anybody else, with a total of 3.
Now there's Jeremy. I mean, his car must have been really loose because it goes around again right in front of Joe. Man, nowhere to go.
Wow, Mike Wallace.
Yeah, he
nice
did a good
move.
job.
Look at how close that was for Wallace. Look at all the debris. Oh, everybody ran over right there. Can't see exactly which car that was. That's the kind of stuff that can do some damage. In fact, look at the front end of the 24 of Eric McClure.
As far as Joe can make it around.
Yeah, Joe's not going to make it all the way, and there's the hook.
Did that.
Coming.
Just lost it. Drove it in there too hard. I was committed.
That's the thing. When you're running behind somebody like that and you drive in the corner really as hard as you can go, and then he loses it, you really have no choice.
It's not like you can slam on the brakes and turn left there with the speeds that you're running here. And you tap the brake, but most of the time you do that, you're that close, the car's just going to go right into the wall. So Joe was hoping that that car might spin down out of his way, but it just didn't happen.
Well, we had a few takers the first caution, and here with 22 laps complete, you can see a lot more people are loaded.
Yeah, I think we saw Casey K looking for that 9 signboard. He'll be looking for it this time, probably.
Yeah, first I thought Dave was giving us a mathematical quiz.
I didn't know where he was going with that.
All right, let's set it down to Dr. Jerry Punch. They're coming, Doc.
Thank you, Marty. We'll stack them up here on the left side of your screen in triple pits. We're going to go Ford, Chevy, Toyota. It'll be Edwards, Harvick, Busch. Let's talk about Carl Edwards coming in a little free entering turn 3. Air pressure out of the right rear, track bar adjustment, 4 tires, topping up with Sunoco fuel. Jamie.
And Kevin Harvick says he's just a little bit too tight, needs to free him up. They're going to put 4 tires, sticker tires, and Sunoco fuel, Vince.
The 18 of Kyle Busch, a little free when he runs the bottom. They're going to give him 4 tires and a round down on the track bar. Joey Logano tight in the middle. They're going to go up a half round on the track bar and put a piece of tape on that grill as well. Logano will be the 3rd one off pit lane.
Checking our Nationwide Insurance race off pit road, Justin Allgaier with 2 tires picks up 9 spots. Michael Annett took no tires and picks up 15. We might want to check on that. Maybe did he miss a pit perhaps? I don't know. Let's go back and show you what happened on the 66 as we go over the wall with Mark Hollywood Armstrong.
Come on, baby. Let's go now. That's what's
Just that fast. People have heard of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Well, next Saturday, November 27th, marks the first Small Business Saturday. So if you find yourself out next Saturday, make it a point of supporting your local small businesses. Log on to facebook.com/smallbusinesssaturday to learn more. Just some of the small businesses here in the Homestead-Miami area. All right, let's talk to our in-race reporter. That's Kevin Harvick.
Hey, Kevin, Dale Jarrett, you got us? Hey, we know this racetrack's going to go through a big change as the sun goes down. Is it too early to start making changes, or did you already start that with this pit stop?
Well, we started a little tighter than what we would have liked to, but I think it's going to get looser. The trucks got looser last night as it got darker, so hopefully it goes that way tonight.
Kevin, we know you were talking about the tires earlier, and this is a different tire, especially right side tire, than what you've run here. Have you had to make adjustments for that?
Luckily for me, they had it all done before I even got in the car. We ran the same setup in the truck with Elliott Sadler, and they were able to work a lot of things out before we even got going. So it's worked out good.
Okay, good luck.
All right, let's reset this for you now as Mike Wallace and Kenny Wallace have just pulled into pit road. They were going to be 2nd and 3rd on this restart, and if they wanted Danica Patrick out of the way, they didn't get the plan right, because Danica, remember, she pitted back on lap 12. Well, she is now the race leader, the first lap she's ever led in the Nationwide Series here on lap number 27. And as we drop a little bit further back, Michael Annett took fuel only. And Dave, what's the story there?
Well, a great story for Michael. I asked him about the beginning of the day why he qualified so poorly, and he gave me the old Harvick defense. Haven't you been watching? We've qualified poorly all year. But I said, this is worse than normal. He said, I agree with that. He said, we plan to come forward, and they pitted on the first caution flag, took 4 tires then, so now it was just a matter of adding fuel. Track position, Marty.
Yeah, he started 35th, and he's going to be running the 62 that Brendan Gaughan's in next year with Rusty Wallace Racing. That news just breaking this week. Brendan is going to the Truck Series with Germain Racing.
Yeah, I was going to tell him Rusty's got plenty of money, so put all the tires on he wants next year.
I think, was that the payback from Countdown? Yeah, I heard him talking about how I won that first race here. Let's reset it for you. Danica Patrick, your race leader. She's going to take the low line. Justin Allgaier, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards. That is your top 6. And they hit the first line. Danica's on the throttle, so is Justin, and we're green.
She did a nice job on that restart there because very easy on this racetrack with used tires to spin the tires on that, but she did a nice job.
She's hugging low, and Kyle Busch goes blowing past her. Almost got her loose. She's hanging on to it, losing ground fast. Justin Allgaier's taking over the race lead right now with Logano, Harvick, Kyle Busch side by side with Carl.
I'm interested to see just how these two tires are going to work on Allgaier's car.
Four wide further back, and again, Danica's right in the middle of it. She is like a traffic magnet. Joey Logano has gotten around the two-tire Justin Allgaier, so has Kevin Harvick. So it looks like we're going to have our fourth different leader. As he's flying down the backstretch, and here comes Kyle looking to go around the 12 as well. Kyle clears. And Justin Allgaier has faded back to fourth now. So now our fourth lead change. As we a little deeper, the 98. Paul Menard, Cole Witt, slide by slide. Whoa! Brushes the wall, perhaps.
We got more trouble on the back
Big trouble. Yeah. Eric Almirola, the 38 of Casey Kane. Carl Edwards involved. And look out. He's still in the middle of the track. Carl's hopes of winning 3 in a row are in serious jeopardy.
Yeah, this all started developing when Justin Allgaier started getting a little bit loose off of 2.
Ready to fix the right rear.
And Eric Almirola, he was right up next to him.
Eric's got some heavy damage to the front of his car, and that's the worst.
Kane, man, going all to pieces here.
Tomorrow's pole sitter is
he's about to have another wreck.
Trying to get back to pit road, but I don't know if he's going to make it.
Hey, Cole, I can't see anything.
110-4, I can't see you. I'm watching you on TV.
All three are running in the top 6 when this happened here.
So right here you see Eric Almirola gets a good run up off the corner, and he comes right up behind Justin, who's already loose. Looks like he may have helped him around.
Eric Almirola actually caught the right rear of Carl Edwards and then spun right in front of Casey Kane.
There's the view from high above.
Danica Patrick does a good job to miss a lot of other cars too, to miss Carl Edwards.
Let's go on board with Carl. Listen.
5 back. Anything else? Nice and easy. 3 wide. Just hold your line here.
I think Carl may have just a slight bit of damage on the right front fender also. Like he just clipped the 88.
One more angle from down low. I think you're right. There is right front damage, DJ.
A pretty good lick to the right rear tire too on the 60. That may have been some of the suspension.
You can see everybody scattering from behind, doing a good job of avoiding.
Oh, that's Stuart Cooper, the crew chief for Casey Kane. It's like, oh no.
Can't believe it, but
it's just like Casey's had no luck every time he's gotten in there.
No, he's had plenty. It's just been bad, all of it.
Well, he did make it back to pit road, as you can see. This is the 3rd straight caution. There's been no lucky dog, folks, because until now, no one has been a lap down. All right, while they work on Carl's car, let's show you one more angle from Danica Patrick as we head to a quick break here at Homestead-Miami.
Stay high there. Stay high there. Stay high there. Stay high there. Good job there. One outside.
This week, ESPN's Monday Night Football, a battle of AFC West rivals. Kyle Orton leads the Denver Broncos into San Diego for a mix-up with Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. It's the Broncos-Chargers. ESPN's Monday Night Football, that's at 8:30 Eastern. And the coverage begins at 7 Eastern with Monday Night Countdown, and that is served up by Applebee's. Back here under our 3rd caution, and they are still working on pit road on several cars, including Carl Edwards. As you can see, the bearer bond going on. Damage on the right side. Let's show you what happened. There's the damage to Eric Almirola. The 3rd car in this is Casey Kane. He got the worst of it.
Yeah, it looked to me like, Almirola just didn't give him much room, but it looked like 12 was already pretty loose.
Now, I think those 2 tires probably had something to do with that.
But there's one thing we also have to remember. Let's go back to just 1 week ago. Remember, at the late stages of the race at Phoenix, the 12 and 88 had a disagreement as to how rough they wanted to play it, and at the end of the race,
So maybe they're carrying this thing on from last week.
And I'm just wondering, was some of that still a continuation?
Oh, looks like it might be.
Well, Casey Kane is out of the car, and Dave Burns is caught up with him.
Well, add wrong place, wrong time to the list of little things that have gone wrong for Casey in this 38 car this year. You've watched the replays now, and I guess you saw the ones from last week, too. You kind of got in the middle of somebody else's fight.
Yeah, it looked like it. That replay there, it looks like Allgaier just lost it to me. I've been in a couple of his wrecks this year on as far as the nationwide side goes, and I had passed the 99 on entry, then I was passing the 22, and I was on the inside, and so I went left. I wish I would have went right. I probably could have missed it. It was just bad decision, or the track was kind of blocked up. But our Great Clips car was fast, and I think we were going forward. It was just kind of discouraging that our race is over.
Yeah, they were making up spots before that, Marty.
Well, this will be the 12th DNF for the 38 car, and 7 of those because of crashes. All right, we're being told the 88 is being held because he avoided the stop paddle at the end of pit road. So they're going to keep him there until the field comes by. And we can show you Carl Edwards getting back out onto the track. And Doc, what are you hearing?
Well, Marty, 4 pit stop for the 60 car of Carl Edwards. Primarily it's cosmetic damage. Right front fender. They had to beat the right front fender out. And also the right rear quarter panel just over the exhaust pipe. They had to get it up, put some bear bond on, brought him in, changed tires. They taped over the bear bond. The critical part was to get that fender on the right front. You see there, beaten back up and beaten out so they can get the downforce on the front of the car. He said we should be fine. A lot of time, a really good race car. Jamie.
Maybe some drivers settling scores was the result of this. The 12 car, Justin Allgaier, has pitted 3 times since the damage. To my surprise, though, guys, they did not take tires. So they've only taken right side tires in this race so far, and despite the damage and the fender rubs, they remained on the car. So they pulled the fenders out, filled it up with fuel, and that was the call.
Yeah, I see those right side tires look like they've scraped the wall. I'm surprised they hadn't changed those.
Oh, well, we've got a quick moment. Let's talk about Verizon Wireless customers, because you can text Champion to 43776 for exclusive Champion chats. It's content from our NASCAR Now Roundtable of Experts. As far as Justin Allgaier, he will restart 35th. Carl Edwards right in front of him in 34th. Both are at the tail end of the lead lap. Up front, it is Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex, and Paul Menard. That is your top 6. And it looks like Mr. Logano is going to take the high side.
I think that's going to be the common theme on these restarts, because you can keep the momentum up on that high side.
Pace cars pulled off. They'll get to the first restart line. Hammer down, and here we go. Harvick giving it a good run down in that low line. He's got Kyle Busch right behind him. Brad Keselowski is right behind Joey Logano. They'll stay that way heading into 3 and 4. Logano will be officially credited with leading the lap. Kyle Busch has led the most so far, 23.
I'm impressed with the motor in that 33 to be able to stay right even with Logano on the straightaway coming off that low side.
Kevin all alone out there right now, trying to get underneath Brad Keselowski. Keselowski trying to do all he can to win that owner's championship. The battle's between that 22 and the 18. The 18 has a 41-point lead coming into today's race. Wow, that was close.
See, Harvick, he was just waiting to be able to move up and get back in that top side. Kyle Busch wasn't going to lift out of the throttle.
Kyle goes around him. A little spark coming out of the back of the 33, and now Kyle is side by side with Brad. And we go on board with Kevin.
I think Brad's going to give it to him.
No.
That doesn't look like it, does it?
No. No, this is, like you mentioned,
Look at this.
Yeah, that little nudge there saying, I'm here. Just a reminder.
Yeah, Brad was wanting to make sure that he got on Kyle's quarter panel entering. Kyle wasn't going to turn the steering wheel.
Kyle
he
clears
absolutely
him.
had to there, yeah.
Gave him a little wave saying thank you. And it was a multi-finger wave.
Yeah, look at Kyle dive off into turn 3.
As soon as he got past Brad, he's setting sail for his teammate, Joey Logano, and here they are, 1-2 again. Working lap 41. Update you while you're watching this great battle up front. Carl Edwards, since the restart, has picked up 12 spots already. He has moved up to the 18th position. The top 4 are in your screen, doing battle. Right side, here comes Carl into view. Edwards' next target is David Rudiman.
Caution's out.
Caution out, 4th time. Nothing I can see in any of the 4 corners. We're waiting on word from NASCAR. That's Eric Almirola. He got back out 1 lap down.
So he may have hit the wall again. Not sure.
Now,
looks like, yeah, Eric McClure.
Eric McClure scraped the wall and has the flat. Don't know which came first.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, he
backed
it in.
Oh, see why he had a left rear down and into the wall now. Something happened to the 88.
So Almirola gets into the 24, 24 to the wall, 88 going to the garage, and same for the 24 of Eric McClure. So we've got our 4th caution going on right now here at Homestead. Been an eventful 43 laps so far. 4 cautions, no lucky dogs in any of the 4. And you can see the sun setting, the lights on here at Homestead-Miami Speedway at the Ford 300 as we are getting ready to go back to green flag racing. And there's been a couple of guys that have really been moving to the front. We've talked a lot about the guys up front because they've been putting on a great show for us. You see there, Joey Logano, our race leader, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Paul Menard. But then drop back just a little bit further. You'll find Trevor Baynes moved up to 6th. Then Brian Scott in the Rookie of the Year battle in that 09 coming into your screen right there. And right behind him, Stephen Wallace. Now, Scott's moved up 23 positions since the start. And Stephen Wallace has moved up 17. And there they are, 7th and 8th. And Ricky Stenhouse, the other Rookie of the Year contender, right behind him. We got some great battles
Well,
here.
we talked earlier as we came on today about these young guys needing to make a statement, get noticed here for different reasons, and they're doing it.
First 11 laps of the race were green. That's been the longest green flag stretch that we've had so far, the 44 we've completed.
Yeah, he said there wasn't any lucky dogs. There's been quite a few unlucky ones.
Yeah, right now, we've got 9 cars behind the wall. 3 have been listed as out. LePage, Setzer, and Jeff Green. Let's listen in on the 22 radio.
18 wants you to play nice. He doesn't like the way you're playing with him tonight, so leave that up to you. Do what you want.
Tell him I don't like him either. Deal with it.
Kind of what I figured, but just passing a message along.
Well, guys, the 22 of Brad Keselowski there, good radio between what's happening on track between he and Kyle Busch. No love lost between those two for sure. And their crew chiefs actually had a little powwow just a few moments ago. Jason Ratcliffe came down off the box of the 18 and went over and spoke with Paul Wolf, the crew chief of the 22. And I asked Jason afterwards what was said in the conversation. He said, we just want to make sure everybody plays fair. So they're trying to be real nice here on the pit boxes tonight. We'll see how it plays out on the track.
Typical Brad, though. Tell him to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure their message is going to get to the true drivers, though.
Well, and Brad's looking to break a record of his own. He's looking for his 26th straight top 5 finish. He's going to restart 3rd behind Joey Logano and Kyle Busch. Harvick is 4th, Menard 5th. And you can see our race leader, Logano, has taken the high side again. Pace car has pulled down as we get ready to go back to green flag racing.
spun the tires just a little bit there. He's got them going now.
Joey jumps out. Now Kyle's got his hands full of Harvick on the high side.
Harvick's got a motor under the hood of that thing tonight.
And Harvick made it look easy there. He moves into the second spot. Got 4 leaders, 4 lead changes. Harvick wants to make it 5 and 5.
Man.
Harvick for the race lead, and at the stripe, he is our 5th different leader and a 5th lead change. Cole Witt is coming down pit road. He's got a tire coming down, according to the reports. A tough break for the youngster.
Yeah, he restarted 11th there, but this will set him back.
Keeps tabs on. You see they're going into 3 already. He is going to go a lap down here. Going to go ahead and make the 4-tire stop. Almost contact between the 2.
Yeah, you see Logano really was washing up the track. Thought he might get into Harvick. Had to get out of the throttle.
Adios, amigos.
That was Harvick's radio that you heard with the Adios Amigos.
Another sparks flying out from that 33. You can tell he's driving hard.
Here comes Kyle. He wants the lead back. Keselowski, Logano, the top 4. This is the way it's been pretty much the entire 47 laps.
Big wiggle from Harvick right there in the center of the corner.
Kyle opens up a couple of car lengths because of that wiggle. And he has now led 24 laps. Logano, low side, underneath, Keselowski. Not what Brad wanted to see for that owner's championship. He has got to get ahead of that 18.
Yeah, you see just behind these top 4 right here. Trevor Baynes moved into 5th. Steve Wallace into 6th.
A great view of all those cars in the top 7, 8.
Man, those guys are cutting it close coming off the corner.
They're racing like it's the last few laps instead of lap 50 of 200. All right. We mentioned the fact that the 84 had a tire issue. Here's the potential reason why. Sam Hornish right there.
Yeah, probably cut that left rear tire down right there.
Hornish, we can tell you right now, running in the 14th spot. Top 4's calmed down a little bit. They're still within eye shot of each other. Although Logano has dropped off the pace a little bit more. This is the farthest apart the top 4 have been since the start of this race. Battle for 5th between Trevor Bayne and Stephen Wallace. Wallace has picked up 19 spots since the start of this race. Got that low line working right now. Here comes Martin Truex and Paul Menard and Ricky Stenhouse to get into this mix as well.
Yeah, you can see just what a run you can get from that high side where you have that more banking up on the top. He's not going to give up. He's back to the bottom on turns 1 and 2.
Bayne now ahead of Wallace, and here comes Truex. Stenhouse going underneath the 98, trying to pick up that spot. And as we come back to the race leader, there is Kyle Busch. Won the Truck Series race last night. It was a thriller. He's trying to go 2 for 2. Welcome back to the NASCAR Nationwide Series. That's Ford 300 at Homestead-Miami. And make sure to go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. Our biggest lead of the night for Kyle Busch, or anyone else for that matter, 0.8 of a second over second place, Kevin Harvick. This has been our longest green flag run, all of 12 laps and counting. There you see the gap to Harvick. A little bit further back is Brad Keselowski, who's in that owner's battle with the 18, and he needs to get ahead and pick up a lot more spots. He needs really to have the 18 have some trouble. But that sums up the top 3. But why don't we go up to speed? Brought to you by Jack Daniels. We'll start it off with 4th place. And Vince, it's all yours.
Well, that's Joey Logano, who is our pole sitter. And I spoke with crew chief Kevin Kidd just before the race, and he said it's cooling off quicker than I expected. I think we're going to struggle a little bit more than we had anticipated in the early stages. They did make a track bar adjustment with that first pit stop, but they're still fighting a car that's a little tighter than what Joey Logano would like to work with at this this point. They've got a lot of adjustability built into that car, though. They should be fine as it goes on. Dave Burns?
Trevor Bayne is running 5th, and he's learning this track quickly at his first visit ever to this place. See, running that high line, he started final practice running right behind teammate Carl Edwards, and he couldn't do it. The car wouldn't go there. But he learned over time to use that progressive banking. Right now, the car very tight for him, but he's using that high line to his advantage. Jamie?
Martin Truex Jr. behind him in 6th. Started this race 6th as well. Now they brought the same car from Texas, and we have another crash on track. Michael Annette, Marty.
Yeah, Annette has spun it around right here on the front straightaway.
Tires, good save. 4 tires on fuel.
Looks like he's been able to keep the corners all intact. It'll bring out our 5th caution, however. Get you back up to speed when we get a chance, but right now, wait for the 15 and show you what happened. David Starr misses him.
He just lost it. Did a good job, though, not to hit anything.
Yeah, just in the place that you're really powering up. You could see the car wiggle, and he tried to catch it. And as he stayed in the throttle, spun around. But as you said, no harm done. Just needs 4 fresh Goodyears.
Our longest green flag stretch, 15 laps. And the good news is for Cole Witt. Remember we told you he went a lap down? But he's the only car a lap down. So he's going to get the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap. That'll give us 34 cars on the lead lap. 9 cars are either behind the wall or out of this race right now. So with our 5th caution, the last time the leaders were on pit road was lap 23. And everybody seems to be loading up, getting ready.
Here come the leaders.
Well, as they come down pit road, let's send it first to Dave Burns.
That white 17 is Trevor Bayne. Tight in the middle of the corner is the main thing. His entry and exit are okay. They'll make a wedge and air pressure adjustment to help him out. Jamie?
2004 winner here, Kevin Harvick, says he's just a little loose in. Loose off 4 now. They're going to go back on that air pressure adjustment from earlier. Put on 4 sticker tires, Vince.
The 18 of Kyle Busch likes his race car. They're going to give him 4 fresh Goodyears and some Sunoco fuel, but no changes to the car. As far as the 22 of Brad Keselowski, he says it's still tight, so they're going to go ahead and make a chassis adjustment. 4 tires and fuel for the 22 of Keselowski, and off pit road, it's a good battle. It's going to be the 33 getting off first.
Harvick picks up the spot. His crew comes through for him. Kyle slides back 1. 2 spots picked up for Martin Truex. The big loser, Trevor Bayne, he drops 5 and will come out of pit road 10. So we'll show you that race off pit road. And there's Kevin Harvick. Almost a full car length ahead of the 18.
The closest chase ever is down to just 1 race. Denny Hamlin could almost feel the Sprint Cup in his hands until fuel strategy gone wrong at Phoenix took away all his margin for error. Now the 4-time champ Jimmy Johnson and his mastermind crew chief Chad Knaus have the opening they need, while a fired-up Kevin Harvick still lurks in the wings, looking for some way, any way, to be the champ. 3 drivers, 1 all-out race for the title. Tomorrow, ESPN. And we sure expect it to be an exciting and intense afternoon in the Ford 400 tomorrow. Today, the NASCAR Nationwide Series season-ending race, just a little past a quarter distance through, and Kevin Harvick is a factor in this one as well. Kevin Harvick's team in the Nationwide Series getting the job done just a second ago, Ray.
Yeah, they are, and it's actually his old Cup team from the Cup Series. I think this joint venture between he and Richard Childress really stepping that up. But you can see, you know, we're looking for big competition tomorrow, but we got big competition tonight on pit road. Lots of spots being gained and lost right here.
Trevor Bayne's team struggling on that pit stop, obviously, with all kind of problems on the 17 car.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Cup crew versus, you know, guys who are, as you see, he's got a little bit of everyone, kind of a group thrown together there trying to crew this car. So a little bit slower, and it cost him several positions, obviously, on the racetrack. But he's got a really good race car. Doing a great job for a young man who's never seen this racetrack before. It's absolutely outstanding to see.
Yeah, I've been running up in the top 5 the whole time, so Bayne is doing a real good job. You know, guys, back to Kevin Harvick just a second. I'm generally concerned about risk versus reward with him out here competing tonight with a big stake tomorrow. But I do like him getting extra time on the racetrack, understanding the groove, seeing this track really widen out. I think it might give him a little bit of advantage tomorrow afternoon going for that championship.
And in particular, because the tire they're running in this race is a little different than what they've run here in previous years.
That's why you the man, AB. That is exactly what I was thinking. I mean, day to night, he's not going to gain a bunch because tomorrow they're going to be all during the day. But what he is going to learn a lot about is that tire, how it wears, how it drives, how it reacts to pressure. Could help him just a little bit coming from the back tomorrow.
So Harvick going to be up on the front row for this restart as we get set to go back racing from the 5th caution of the race. We go upstairs to Marty, DJ, and Andy. Gentlemen, what do you think?
What we have also is a man who stayed out. Brian Keselowski is shown as the race leader, and it'll be Kevin Harvick right alongside. Then right behind him, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., and Brad Keselowski. Carl Edwards took advantage of the extra time, came back in, and managed to put some more bearer bond. He is going to restart back in 32nd position. Keep an eye on him. Remember, the last time he did this, he went from 34th and picked up about 12 spots in 3 laps. Pace car pulls off. Here we go. Green flag's in the air again.
Look at Kyle Busch.
Goes all the way down on the apron. Keselowski gets out of the way, stays on the high side. Harvick's got the lead. Kyle and Joey Logano are 2nd and 3rd. And then it's Brad Keselowski right behind.
See a lot more sparks starting to fly out of these cars. They make a little more speed, Andy, a little more downforce.
Yeah, the more speed they make, the more they travel when they hit the banking, and you'll see those sparks flying. But once the air pressures come up, you should see it stop.
Ricky Stenhouse trying to take care of business with Paul Menard. They're still side by side down the backstretch. Menard puts a car length on, but here comes Ricky once again.
Yeah, Ricky's going good through the corner, and he had an opportunity to slide up in front of Paul Menard there. See if he does it this time off of 4. I believe he will.
Does finally clear him. Right in front of him, that is Stephen Wallace. Wallace had gotten all the way up, and he finds himself now in the 6th position.
Gained a couple of spots on pit road, so he's making some more spots up on the track. Here goes the race for the lead.
Here we go once again. Kyle Busch wants to take it away from Kevin Harvick. Sticks a nose in front as they head into 3.
Well, he drives it in hard, too. Look at that.
Just so good. Harvick's going to try to cross back over, but Kyle stays in the gas.
And we'll have another lead change. We've had 6 different leaders today. 9 lead changes now, and here comes Harvick right back.
We heard Kevin talk that his car was a little bit loose on entry earlier, so he wasn't able to drive it off in there like Kyle did and slide up in front.
The one thing we haven't seen, oh no, the 70. Shelby Howard looks like he has scraped the wall on the right side, still under power. You can see everybody going by. No caution as of now. He's getting ready to say the one thing we haven't seen is a really long green flag run, so we don't know who has what in that situation. We've had a total of 5 cautions here within the first 70 laps. Get the whole top 10 in your screen as they come down. They're a little bit further back. Stephen Wallace is under attack now from Paul Menard and Jason Leffler. Menard goes low. And he clears him.
Yeah, Paul's able to make that bottom side work, and especially on fresher tires, you can get down there and run a few laps.
So from 6th, all of a sudden now he's passed again. So Stephen Wallace has been bumped back to the 9th position, courtesy of Menard and Jason Leffler. Here we are at the Ford 300 after 70 laps. There is your top 5. Kyle Busch looking to go for 2 for 2 this weekend. Back here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, the Ford 300, 76 of the 200 laps complete. We've had a total of 6 different leaders, and right now Kyle Busch has opened up the biggest lead of the night. The first time it's been over 1 second. He leads Harvick, and then Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. rounding out your top 5. Now,
Let's go back to the restart and show you. I mean, then this is the way Kyle has been driving all the time.
Yeah, he's just one of the best I've ever seen on these restarts. He's always ready to go and in the gas. Does such a good job of getting the power down and not spinning the tires the majority of the time.
Yeah, boy, when you got a driver like that as a crew chief, it feels good to know that you can make those spots up whenever you need to.
He hit the wall last night in the truck race with 23 laps to go, fell back to 17th, came back to win it, and right now he is running 1.2 seconds ahead of Kevin Harvick. He's putting on a 1/10 of a second a lap. And you can see what he's done this year. Just in 2010, the 12 wins, a single season nationwide series record, 8 in the Camping World Truck Series, 3 on the Sprint Cup side, and of course he's got a shot to make that 4 tomorrow. And he's already done the triple once. Remember back at Bristol, he won the truck race, nationwide race, and the Sprint Cup race. Let's check in on this battle for 9th because it's getting good between the teammates. We got 66, Stephen Wallace, and he's looking back at Brendan Gaughan.
Yeah, Rusty's glad to see them both up there running inside the top 10. He's wanting to be really careful right now. See Brendan make that pass on the inside.
Yeah, Brendan's the guy that usually likes the outside. Takes that spot on the bottom, though.
Let's get an update on Brendan Gaughan. Doc?
Actually, I'm going to comment on Stephen Wallace first, guys. Stephen obviously started 25th, but all the way to 6th, and the car got very, very tight. They made an adjustment a moment ago, and now he's using a lot of racetrack. Stephen actually saying he's been running the high groove, and it's really chattering the tires up high. Been working high, working low. The good thing about this racetrack, DJ, is that you know you can change the groove and change the handling of the car, which is exactly what Stephen's trying to do right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. As we see Ricky Stenhouse go into that 4th spot, going by Joey Logano, having a great run tonight. But you're exactly right. If your car is doing one thing, you can move around, use a little more of the banking or a little less of it to make your car hopefully do something a little bit different and more to your favor.
Significance of Stenhouse getting around Logano, moving him into the top 4. His competition for Rookie of the Year, Brian Scott, is back in 12th position. And remember, Stenhouse came in with an 8-point lead. He is pulling away from Joey.
Yeah, and once again, just been really impressive. The more that he's gotten used to these cars and more he's been able to work with his race team, just a very solid second half of the year.
Now, this is the longest green flag run we've had so far. Just looking at lap times, it looks like Kevin Harvick might be just a little bit quicker than 18 of Kyle Busch.
Dave, you've got an update on Ricky Stenhouse?
Yep, just a little bit loose in the race car right now, but remember, for Rookie of the Year, this was a come from behind, and crew chief Mike Kelly believes in camaraderie. He made him a bet at Daytona. If you're leading the rookie points going into Homestead, we will wear cowboy boots to celebrate your love of rodeo. At the beginning of the race, every crew member had them on. They were standing on top of the wall. The over-the-wall pitting guys, they had to take them off in deference to some grip issues. But Mike Kelly continues to wear them, and he's team built all year with young Ricky and these guys on the Roush Fenway number 16.
Right, it's been a heck of a turnaround. 5 DNFs for crashes in the first 12 starts this year. 0 in the last 19 starts, and he finished 9th last week at Texas. He's running in 4th. They're all chasing down a familiar name. Kyle Busch is up front here at the Ford 300 at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Time for our 5-hour energy rapid recap. What's happened so far? Danica Patrick qualified 5th and was kind of in the middle of the soup a couple times in the beginning of this race, including when she got on a different pit schedule and was leading the race for a time.
Yeah, it looked like they started the race car out really tight. She had a great qualifying lap. She had hit pit road on the first caution and get that car loosened up, and is having a tough time keeping up with the pack, but was moved back to 21st.
Already had 5 cautions. Here's one of them. Justin Allgaier had gotten just right side tires on a pit stop. He and Eric Almirola had tangled last week in Phoenix. Carl Edwards was just a victim.
Yeah, I don't really know if the 88 and the 12 were thinking about last week, and I believe that Eric Almirola's got so close to 12, got him loose, and this is what happened. But it looks like Carl Edwards is on the rebound now, and he's driving that baby back up to the front. He's in 16th position right now.
And Casey Kane also a victim of that wreck. Watch this on a restart from Kyle Busch in the 18.
Kyle Busch says, I'm going to show you how to restart. I got some power. He got back behind on the pit stop, drove back on by there. There's this crew chief going, man, I'm glad that car's not 2 inches wider than it is. That boy drives it.
And
imagine that.
Yellow flag again. Number 6, just shy of halfway. 91 of 200 laps are completed. The leaders have already used up 2 of the sets of tires they have at their disposal. Ray, that was a pretty long run. We went back racing at lap 66.
Yeah, you know, they're limited on tires. I'm trying to calculate. They should have 2 to 3 more sets left, but there's over 100 laps left in this race. I have not seen the tire drop off that I thought I was going to see. The tires are dropping off, but not near as much as I thought they would.
It's because they haven't been able to run a lot of green flag laps in succession.
That may be.
Well, you got to believe that the racetrack's really changed now. They started this race during the day, and now it's pitch black here down in Homestead, Florida. The track is cooling off quite a bit, and this is the point of the race where the crew chiefs and the drivers have got to stay up with their cars. Some of the cars are getting real tight, some are getting real loose, and they just got to make those adjustments to keep those things running fast.
Well, that's the key word. These race cars are really keeping a lot of speed up as the track cools down. The grip comes up. So you're right. They got to make adjustments to get that car to where it drives into the track, because the ability to get a car going really, really fast and maintaining great speeds is there if you can adjust to it. But you got to keep up with it.
Last set of pit stops coming off the pit lane. Kevin Harvick just got up to the side of Kyle Busch enough that Kyle, who was farther down pit road than Kevin, where his stall is, couldn't squeeze him off and gave up the lead on the stops to Harvick. Now they'll come down pit road 1 and 2 again.
Yeah, and we saw that Harvick has actually got his former number 29 crew, as we talked about before, the bringing in the Cup guys against some of these nationwide guys who are trying to get experience. Sometimes that's kind of like playing basketball against the little guys.
Some of them little guys are good, but yeah, I get what you're trying to say.
You were watching us yesterday, were you? Here come the leaders down pit road. It'll be lap 93. David, you're first.
And Alan, they weren't sure if they wanted to come down pit road for Ricky Stenhouse, but come if they come was the call. It'll be 4 fresh tires for a car that's loose on the entry, tight in the middle, loose with a snap off the corner. Wedge adjustment as well, Jamie.
And last stop, Kevin Harvick wanted help with staggers, so they put the rear tires on the front, fronts on the rear. It didn't help. They're going back to the original plan. Air pressure adjustment this time. He's a little tight, Vince.
Well, Kyle Busch also feels like his car is a little too snug. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment with 4 fresh tires. The 22 of Brad Keselowski says he just needs overall grip. 4 tires and an air pressure adjustment for the 22 of Keselowski.
A little strategy switcheroo there for the 6 team. And Stenhouse's team with our nationwide insurance race off pit road going with fuel only.
Well, he might be saving some tires. He might save some tires here towards the end of the race.
Still, I think it's the cowboy boots. Looking to see if they can wrestle up a win later on today here in Homestead with a little strategy.
All right, back here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, we have 3 waiver rounds to tell you about. Morgan Shepard, Jason Keller, Michael Annett. That'll get them back on the lead lap. The lucky dog's going to go to Kenny Wallace here at the Ford 300 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. We've got 95 laps complete right now. Let's set it for you. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is out in front. Now, Brad Keselowski is going to restart 5th. And watch what happens to the rear tire changer on the 22.
As they complete this stop on the right side, and to get around the car quick, plants his foot right on the air hose and goes down hard. See, it costs him a lot of time on the left side.
And looks like he might have a little package of ice there that he's working with.
Yeah, he went down pretty good there.
Yeah, that left elbow and the wrists are what usually end up getting banged because they've got the knee pads from when they're doing their jobs normally. But let's reset it for you. We told you Brad's 5th. It's Stenhouse, then Kyle Busch, Harvick, Truex. That's your top 4. Behind Keselowski, it's Leffler, Menard, Bain, Edwards, Logano. That's your top 10. Stenhouse takes the high side, and we get ready to go back to green flag racing here at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Yeah, I hope this is not a huge mistake by Ricky Stenhouse and his crew, putting him out there on older tires full of fuel.
Well, it's not going to look good right now, but if he can run a few laps here, and they'll have an extra set of tires if this thing goes down to the end here where you have a few caution flags.
He's on the high side of a 3 wide. And Kyle Busch shoots out of the cannon again, retakes the top spot. And here we go down into 3. Harvick slams the door on Keselowski.
Look at Truex now. He's on the move.
Trevor Bain side by side with Menard. They almost have contact. Jason Leffler in the 10. And look where Carl Edwards has worked his way back to. Remember, he was back 34th one time, came back in took another stop, was like 32nd on the restart before the last, and here he is running in the 8th position. Doc, what's the latest on Carl?
Well, give the crew an A for effort. I mean, they have been on pit road a total of 9 times during the caution flags to pop rivets some sheet metal on the right side. They use sheet metal screws, pop rivets to try to fix a hole on the right side of the car, right in front of the right rear tire. The car is running better, much, much better. That's the good news. The bad news is they have made 3 sets of tire changes. They have 1 set of stickers left, and we have 102 laps to go.
Well, that should be on par with the rest of the leaders, though. They all should have 1 more set of sticker tires left to go in the car. And that's why I say Ricky Stenhouse might be at a little advantage if he can kind of hang on here, because he's got 2 sets left down there.
Well, he's already been bumped back to 7th, and he's getting a little twitchy up on that high side. Trevor Baines right behind him. Dave, what are you hearing?
Crew Chief Mike Kelly was very hesitant to come down pit road because he didn't want to use the tires so early. And in the end, he didn't use any. Here's what he said to Ricky after the restart.
All right, man. This is the bet I made. I'll be all right. Just need you to do what you can for me here. I know we're going to take a beating here for a little bit, but I'm trying to win this race.
Actually, that was right before they went back to the green flag. He's lost positions back to about 8th now. We'll see how he can hang on, guys. But he's got 2 sets of tires left.
Right side of your screen, now full screen. The battle for the race lead between Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick.
You know, I thought after they made that long run before that maybe it kind of crossed over into Kevin Harvick's favor by putting laps on the tires, but Kevin's car looks like it's come around with the track conditions that we have right now.
Yeah, I think he was anticipating this. He knew from the truck race, not that Kyle didn't know, but Kevin was up with his trucks last night, knew that this track freed up some.
And we've got another caution. We got debris on the front straightaway. So again, the caution flag flies, our 7th tonight. We've had 27 laps so far under the yellow.
It looks like Cole Whitt might get that lucky dog once again here to get back on the lead lap.
Yes, he will. And there he is. He'll get back on the lead lap. That'll give us a total of 29 cars back on the lead lap. Stay with us. No, somebody just ran over that debris. That wasn't good. ABC Saturday Night Football delivers regional action. Most of the nation will see Taylor Martinez lead the 8th-ranked Cornhuskers against Ryan Tannehill and the tough Texas A&M. Saturday Night Football is presented by Southwest Airlines on ABC at 8 Eastern and 5 Pacific. Now, some of the nation will see Florida State versus Maryland or USC take on Oregon State. All they got to do is go on to ESPN.com, search maps to see where you can find your game. All right, well, we're getting ready to finish our 7th caution here. And let's give a shout out to a couple of the cars that we are noticing that trying to make a mark. We mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, one of them, Parker Kligerman. He is running in 12th right now in that 42 car, as he has been in that top 15 about the last 30, 40 laps. Then a little bit further back, remember when David Rudiman was 40th on lap number 12? Well, he has fought his way back to the 15th position. And just an update quickly, Danica Patrick has gotten back to the 19th position. Let's get a quick update from Dr. Jerry Punch.
Marty, she's been very, very tight in the middle of the corner. Couldn't get the car to turn, but she's getting more and more comfortable. And Tony Eury Jr. slowly but surely is loosening the car up. He's freeing it up, and now he's got it quite a bit freer for her, and she's very comfortable driving the car in the middle of the groove in 3 and 4 and able to pass people, getting very comfortable, moving up toward the top 15, which is her goal, possibly her first ever top 15 or maybe top 10 finish.
We already mentioned Cole Whitt got the lucky dog. 29 cars on the lead lap. Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick up front. 79 combined wins between the 2 of them. We're back to green.
There's that motor in that 33 you've been talking about, Andy.
I'm telling you, that thing is running tonight.
And here comes Kyle right back on the outside.
Looks like he's going to need all of it, too. Kyle's ready for it.
Look at this 3 wide down the backstretch. Stephen Wallace shooting way out there at the top of your screen. Reed Sorensen goes underneath Kligerman. That's Carl Edwards on the high side there. Carl moves into the 4th spot.
Boy, I am impressed with what they've done with that 60 car tonight. That was a crash he had earlier. I mean, he had a lot of things torn up on that car.
He is back into the top 5, running the high line. Here comes Brad Keselowski trying to take that 4th spot back away from him. Side by side, He's got a quarter panel. Here he comes, dive in the corner.
See Carl able to keep the momentum of that Ford up on the high side. Not going to let Keselowski have that fourth spot right yet.
Carl holds onto it. Now he goes down low. 7 Nationwide Series championships among the drivers in the top 5. These two going after each other again. This has been some great action on these restarts between both these guys. Our last green flag stretch was 27 laps. The longest, I should say. Here comes Kyle right back around him. Officially at the stripe, Kyle Busch is credited with leading. We've had 11 lead changes among 7 different cars.
Looks like Kevin's going to get him clear off turn 2 now and get the lead.
See Kyle dive back to the inside as they get down to turn 3, though.
Top 6 all in your screen. Let's get an update on the 33, Jamie Little.
Well, under that caution flag there, Ernie Cope, crew chief for Kevin Harvick, told him your left front valence is broken and we're keeping an eye on it. And they even thought about coming into pit to fix it. Kevin said, guys, it's driving fine. I had no idea. They decided to stay out. It doesn't seem to be affecting the car right now, but they definitely are watching it.
While this is going on, right behind these two, Carl Edwards has slid up past Truex to take over the 3rd spot. What a comeback for Carl.
That's just incredible that he can take this race car. The guys did, as they've been documenting, fantastic job of fixing it, but to think that they could get it good enough to get back up here and challenge these guys.
He was fastest on the last lap. Here they come by the stripe again. And he is the fastest again on this lap. Let's go to the Craftsman Tech Garage. Tim.
Hey, we've got some bare bond right here. What this is got adhesive right here, and it's rubber. But you can come down here, and you can actually patch this air dam up, and it's going to stay really stuck to it. But, guys, I ain't sticking this stuff on my race car. It ain't got no damage on it.
Yeah, don't use it up, Brewer. Save that for later.
No
you never
way,
know,
man.
You might need it.
Top 4 in your screen. Thanks, Tim. Here they come by the stripe again. We're completed 110 of 200 tonight. Kyle Busch has led the most laps so far, 73. Joey Logano's led the second most at 17. Kevin Harvick's led 8 and counting. And here comes Carl Edwards as again he is getting closer and closer. And look at the front end of that car.
Danica just made a pass on Justin Allgaier to move up to 16th. Got down into 1 and 2, maybe a little too hard. Washed up the racetrack and then lost 3 spots.
Yep, going to set her back to 19th right now, but she gathers it back up, and here she comes again. That's Brian Scott. He's in that Rookie of the Year battle with Ricky Stenhouse, and she's going by. Stephen Wallace right in front of her.
That's a really nice job. Well, like there to see, she overdrove the corner, got back to the gas a little too quick down in 1 and 2, and lost a few spots, but didn't let that get to her. Came right back.
Let's go back to the battle up front. Harvick has got his mirrors full of the 18. You can see how close it is.
Kyle, he just does not give up. I mean, he lost the lead to Harvick. You think he might settle in just a little bit? He's not satisfied with running second.
Well, remember what Kyle said earlier today before nationwide qualifying. If I've got the race car to win, I'm going to go try and win. If not, I will defend the Owners' Championship for Joe Gibbs Racing. Well, he's doing both right now because Keselowski's behind him 2 spots.
He's back on the inside of Harvick.
Here we go, side by side. Who's going to have the lead at the stripe this time? Give it to Kyle Busch. 13 lead changes.
Just impressive to watch him turn that car down, be able to stay in the throttle, and it turned good enough from right behind another car.
Kyle picked up his 85th NASCAR win last night, his 23rd of 2010, and he's looking to go 2 for 2 for the weekend here at the Ford 300. South Florida, it has been a sunny day for a lot, and for Kyle Busch, it was a lightning-quick night. What a run he had in the Truck Series, winning the Owners' Championship in his own truck, and then today, he does it again here early. Look at this move down low that even had his crew chief, Jason Radcliffe, just shaking his head and saying, I can't believe what this guy can do. What he's doing right now, he's out in front by 0.6 of a second over Kevin Harvick. In third is Carl Edwards. Brad Keselowski's fourth. Joey Logano is fifth. Between these five, they have won 27 of the 34 races in 2010, and they have led 78% of the laps. Let's get an update from pit road. Vince?
Well, certainly nothing new for Kyle Busch. Just a year ago, remember, he finished off his championship season by leading 73 laps and winning this race. It was his 9th win of the season. Tonight, he goes for win number 13, although he thinks maybe they over-adjusted on the air pressure a little bit on that previous stop. He thinks the car's just a little bit too free. Center exit on throttle, still obviously good enough. He's out front.
Kevin Harvick is trying to close it back down, though, guys. He's got within a half a second.
Well, we've seen him be able to go up there and pass Kyle Busch, but not be able to stay in front of him. Kyle seems to find a way to either change his line or do something that he's doing to get the car back out in front.
Yeah, and it looks like maybe when Kyle gets out front that maybe his car does get looser when he gets all the air on the nose, because he's able to really be aggressive to pass Harvick and get out there a little bit, but then gets a little bit too free.
Let's go back a little bit deeper in the field. The battle for 16th, Justin Allgaier in front of Brian Scott. Now remember, Brian is in that Rookie of the Year battle with Ricky Stenhouse. And remember, Stenhouse was a leader in this race a little bit earlier. Well, remember that also the last pit stop? He is now 14th. And you guys are disagreeing about...
Well, not so much disagreeing. I agree with Dale says they kind of, I guess you say they gave away maybe a top 5 finish here by not getting tires. But I think it's just a way for them to try to roll the dice to get a win. If they can catch the cautions just right and have an extra set of tires, they might be able to pull off a win.
Well, Brian Scott's trying to track him down. There is Ricky. And like we said, he has dropped from the front of this field to 14th. Dave, what are you hearing?
Well, and if we look at how many pit stops are required to finish this race, Andy, I'm thinking it's only one more for fuel for sure. And that's what the top guys who only have one set of tires are probably going to do. These guys will definitely stop twice because, as crew chief Mike Kelly said, that's the bed we've made, and now they have to deal with it. They have 2 full sets of sticker tires that have never been run, waiting for Ricky. And when they told Ricky the plan, he just said 10-4, and he's been trying to hang on ever since.
Yeah, and it may not work out for them, but this is still a good strategy if they want to try to get a victory. I mean, because it's just so hard to beat Kevin Harvick and Kyle Busch straight up.
Battle for 7th. Look at Trevor Bayne on the high side going around Jason Leffler, and all Leffler can do is wave goodbye. So move Trevor up into that spot. He's now got the 7th position, and from his camera looking back, he's trying to pull away.
Yeah, Trevor Bayne's done a nice job in fitting in over at Roush Fenway since making that move a few weeks ago. Really a lot of talent in this young man as a race car driver.
And as we saw in that one pit stop, he's got a makeshift crew, and that's what's really hurting him. He has 10 top 10 finishes in 2010, but he's still looking for his first top 10 since coming over to Roush Fenway.
Even with that pass last lap, he was the 2nd fastest car on the track.
Check the grill.
Uh-oh, looks like Kevin Harvick might be running hot.
Well, there might be a report, a little bit of contact also. Can't tell from there. Let's take a look.
You see, he has a run coming off the corner here.
Oh,
a lot of contact.
Talking about.
Where?
That's Chase Mattioli right in front of him there, and Mattioli's 31st, 2 laps down, and ouch.
Yeah, I need to check that headlight area and that grill area, see if they've got a hole in it. I don't see it. Looks like you can see that little damage that they have on that valance on the bottom, but I don't see any damage on the top.
He's trying to get around Mark Green right now. Mark is 30th position, 2 laps down. Doesn't look too worse for wear. His last lap was a 33.4. Kyle's was a 33.1.
Well, not only do they build fast cars at KHI, they build tough ones too.
Well, Kyle's lead has gone up to 1.5 seconds as you ride on board with Kevin Harvick here at the Ford 300 with 73 to go. This week on ESPN's Monday Night Football, battle of AFC West rivals. Kyle Orton leads Denver into San Diego for a mix-up with Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Broncos Chargers, ESPN's Monday Night Football. That's at 8:30 Eastern, and our coverage begins at 7 Eastern. Monday Night Countdown, and that's served up by Applebee's. Got a caution on the track. The 17 of Trevor Bayne had a great run going, but he has hit the wall, and can't tell whether there was a tire issue before the contact. But our 8th caution of the day.
Over if the tire gave up, but it took off on me into the wall. I mean, it doesn't feel like there's one down, so I don't know what happened there. But the right side of the car is pretty much done.
Yeah, he's
got that part of it
really
correct.
hit that wall right side. Looks like he does have a tire down, though. Looks like maybe both of them.
Let's go look at it. He was running 7th at the time.
Yeah, a little hard to tell from that angle.
The worst part about it was he couldn't get it off the wall.
It does look like the tire's down.
Yeah, he may have had a tire go down.
From his onboard.
Here's the contact.
4 back, coming inside, coming up to you. Inside.
That's too bad, too, because he was having a good run.
And you can see all the damage on the right side. So our 8th caution flies here. We've had 31 laps of caution.
They work out for you, man. Ricky Stenhouse here now.
You might get ready to find out what that strategy, how that works.
Yeah, I hope it does, because he really had a good car.
That was our longest green flag stretch so far, guys. 30 laps.
What this is going to do is it's going to force a lot of cars on pit road here to get tires. And it's 66 laps to go. Still a long way to go on one set.
Yeah. They're going to have to come get them now, though, and plan on it going.
It's going to put Ricky Stenhouse in a pretty good position, even though he's back in 14th. You see Ricky Vires, crew chief, right there.
We get ready for pit stops. We'll tell you it'll be Jason Keller getting the free pass. That'll give us 27 cars back on the lead lap. Last time these cars pitted up front was lap 93. We've completed 134. And here they come down pit road once again. Let's send it down to the good doctor.
And Carl Edwards has said we're going to put 15 lap scuff tires and save that one set of stickers for the final stop. Although most people can maybe make it from here on to the finish on fuel if they had to. 4 tires, air pressure change. Jamie.
A lot of back and forth in the 33 camp. First it was scuff or sticker tires, then it was scuffs, then they said, heck, let's race the 18. Let's put some stickers on here. Air pressure adjustment, they will be short on fuel, Vince.
Kyle Busch is about 5 laps short on fuel. He said he needs to have it snugged up just a bit. They're going to give him 4 tires and a half turn in the left rear. Brad Keselowski, entry and exit good, but tight in the center as you see the race off pit road. 4 tires and fuel for the 22.
Carl Edwards picks up a spot, as does Brad Keselowski. Harvick's crew drops 2 at this time around. Sorensen picks up 3. And you can see the rest of the top 10 as they came off of pit road. Well, we can tell you that Kyle Busch has clinched the most laps led for the 14th time this year. Can he win this race? Stay with us.
It's the NASCAR Nationwide Series, Ford 300 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Make sure to go to NASCAR.com for all your latest NASCAR information. See the field forming up for a restart. That'll come with 62 to go. Kyle Busch outside of Carl Edwards. A couple of things. We talked about Kevin Harvick losing some spots on the pit stop. We have video evidence as to why.
Let's take a look at this as the right front tire changer runs over. Oh, he trips over it.
Oh, man. Oh.
What's he doing? Pick that tire back up. Let's go.
Tell you what, that looked very painful.
Ouch.
I'm
not happy. So that puts Harvick back to 4th place for this restart. Remember, he's been the guy giving Kyle Busch the hardest time up at the front of the pack. When they came off pit road a second ago, Kyle Busch was shutting the car off and coasting around.
Wow. Yeah, our good man here, Rusty Wallace, has been figuring away on his calculator, and he's figuring 63 laps, and they went out at 65 to go. That's right about where they're at, and he's racing the fuel mileage king there on the inside of him, though.
Yep.
Carl Edwards, after the early wreck, back alongside Kyle for this restart. Marty, DJ, and Andy. Boy, things are taking a little interesting twist.
They sure are. 2 wave rounds. Mark Green, Morgan Shepherd. Green flag flies. Kyle Busch has the high side again. We're racing.
I can't believe Ray Abraham's letting the driver calculate fuel mileage down there. He never did that before.
Look at Harvick. He has really found some life again. Remember, he restarted 4th. Further back, Ricky Stenhouse, who restarted in 11th. They're side by side. Joey Logano trying to give Carl Edwards all he can handle. Reed Sorensen right behind in that mix, as is Jason Leffler. Leffler looking for something to salvage what has been a disappointing season. His last opportunity.
You can see got 22 car Keselowski all over the racetrack.
And right now, Keselowski has got to pick up some ground. He is 8th position in this all-important Owners Championship that he wants to bring home to Roger Penske. Kyle Busch well in command of it.
Brad with a good run off of turn 4.
Going to try the low side underneath. We're going to go 3 wide. That's Carl Edwards. Edwards' car is not as good this run early. Brad gets around both of them. Further back, little contact between Menard and Stephen Wallace. Here comes Stenhouse on those fresh tires.
Yeah, making it work. Boy, he can really get his car down into the corner. Makes you wonder what kind of tires they might have put on Carl Edwards' car right there.
He's back into the 9th position. Could Carl be in fuel conservation mode?
Well, he could be, just like Dale said. They may have put some scuffs on his car, saving one set of tires for later.
Problem is, we haven't gone more than 30 laps tonight without having a caution.
Yeah, we're hearing they got 15 lap scuffs they put on Carl Edwards' car. That's why he's not quite as strong as he was earlier.
Yeah, he's hoping he don't have to put much more than 15 more on him before he can get some stickers back on this thing.
Left side of your screen. 2 friends from IndyCar. Sam Hornish Jr., the 3-time champ. Danica Patrick. Sam takes over the 15th spot. But Danica right now doing what she needs to do. She's running in the top 20, has a chance for a top 15 finish. Meanwhile, Carl Edwards continues to fall back into the clutches of one after another. Brendan Gaughan's got a hold of him right now, and here comes Brian Scott in the 09.
I bet they're thinking this wasn't the best idea they've had.
Well, it wasn't the best time for it. You know, they kind of got forced into a few issues here with their car being crashed, but if they could have done this the last run, it would have put them back on the same kind of offense that you see Ricky Stenhouse on now. It's getting kind of late in the race for that strategy.
Look who's coming up on the 60 right now. The 84 rookie Cole Witt, the 19-year-old. Remember, he was 1 lap down twice. Got the lucky dog twice. Right now, he is running in the 14th position.
Hey, look at Stenhouse go on the top here.
Stenhouse looking for the 5th spot, and he's got it on the high side around Logano. And for Stenhouse, who is looking to sew up the Rookie of the Year championship. Remember when he was 17 points behind Brian Scott in the rookie standings following the Daytona July race? He may claim the title tonight. Comes down to the final race of the season of the championship. Winner take all. Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, and that man, Kevin Harvick, for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. It concludes with the Ford 400 tomorrow, 1 Eastern on ESPN. Our coverage begins. NASCAR Countdown at noon on ESPN2. Coming up after us, Sports Center special from right here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, a special edition of ESPN Sports Center. 9th caution flag has just flown here. We've had 35 laps under caution. There is the 92, and Brian Keselowski has a lot of damage on that right side.
Right. Whoops, another right front went down, looked like.
And again, cannot get it off the wall when that right front's that flat. Team trying to get the fenders pulled out, possibly getting back out onto the racetrack. 2 cars that we should give a little love to. Eric Almirola, he was involved in that one crash. He's 21 laps down, still running in 34th. And Joe Nemechek came back out. He's 69 laps down, running in 35th position.
Yeah, you see some of these cautions. You hope they'll fall in the right sequence to make your strategy work. This one here probably plays into Carl Edwards' hands. You can come in and get some stickers right now while these leaders will stay out.
Yeah, what do you do if you're the 6th car? Well, Ricky Stenhouse, he's driven all the way up to 3rd now.
That's the problem. I'm not sure that this one fell just right for him. I think for his strategy to work, it needed to go on down a few more laps. But, you know, he's really got a good car. He might have a good enough car to win without that strategy.
Well, Ricky's best career finish is 3rd back at Daytona in July.
Yeah, you could hear Kyle had his car cut off there as we got with him. Matter of fact, he's coasting right now.
They're just trying to save all the fuel they can under caution.
Cars come around turn 4.
See, Carl Edwards.
Carl Edwards is coming to pit road.
No, hang on, he's not going. Surely not going to stay out here. Oh, that was his chance right there.
So I was wrong.
Again, Reed Sorensen comes down. David Rudiman comes down. Several others further back in this field. You see Colin Brown making a pit stop as well. But the race leaders stay out with 49 laps to go. Let's check in on our in-race reporter. How about it, DJ?
Hey, Kevin, Dale Jarrett, you have a copy?
I got you, Deb.
Hey, we've seen you go up there and pass Kyle Busch a few times. Let us in on your strategy. Just letting him lead for a little while before you take it back.
It seems like my car is good for about 2 or 3 laps after the restart. Then I go through a 10 or 15 lap period where I get too loose, and then after that, I'm really good. So we'll see how it goes here. Should be a good race. This tire thing has got me a little worried, but we'll see what happens.
Are you having to save fuel right now also?
10-4. We just crossed over to be good on fuel, so we're just trying to save for a green, white checker.
All right, so far learned anything that's going to help your day tomorrow?
Learned a couple things line-wise that I need to do that found some grip that are is a little bit better for me. So on both ends, really. So it's definitely paying off right now.
All right, Kevin, thanks for talking. Good luck.
Man.
Well, Robert Richardson Jr. will get the lucky dog. That'll give us 28 cars on the lead lap. Kyle Busch is the man they're all chasing right now with 49 to go.
Ford 300 in Homestead-Miami is brought to you by the new 2011 Ford F-150, built Ford tough, and Nationwide Insurance. Enter this code at codespotter.com for a chance to win a Roush Ford Mustang.
All right, back here, let's listen in on the 60 radio on why they stayed out.
Yeah, we're just giving up our advantage here. It's just frustrated. You know, if we pit now, we're not going to have anything on these guys. We're going to make it back up to about 4.
All right, we'll gamble here. We ain't going to lose. We don't have anything to lose to gamble. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's going to be the last caution. Like I said, you just got to dig in here.
10-4. 10-4. If it goes to green, you won't hear me complain. If we get a caution in 20 laps, we'll look like heroes.
Well, the longest green flag stretch standard race in 7 races on this configuration, 24 laps in 2007. Let's take a look at how the temperature has changed on the track since the start of the race, and from 96 down to 72.
Yeah, that 24 degrees that we heard Kevin Harvick talk about has made this track freer. Gets a little more grip to the front end.
Restart has been called off by NASCAR. Lights back on the pace car. Gives us a chance to remind you that we do have 28 cars on the lead lap. 9 cautions so far tonight. The record is 13. Speaking of cars that have moved up through the field, Danica Patrick is now running in the 15th spot. Let's listen in on her radio.
Eric wanted to relay a message to you that if you move up about a lane and a half, there's more grip. He said there's less grip where you're running down there.
That was some good information, I mean, from Eric Amarola, giving her a heads up on where she's running.
Yeah, and I think as they freed her car up and as the night's gone on, their car is freed up some, she's able to do that. When her car was really tight, it's hard to go up there against the wall because you're just not exactly sure how much room to leave yourself and you have to slow down too much.
Well, flashback to California because she was running in the top 15 at that point when a crash took her out of the race, and she was looking to make a top 10 run.
Still waiting on a restart with 45 laps to go in the NASCAR Nationwide Series 300-miler. After race coverage concludes, it's Sports Center at the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. Reports on Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson. We'll take a look at how Have At It Boys has affected the competition in 2010 and what a crazy chase it's been. That's next on Sports Center at the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. Rusty, Brad, Ray, final 44 laps of this thing coming up. What do you see?
Well, right now, what I'm looking at, Alan, everybody's going to make it on field, but it's going to be very, very very tight. But if we do get a late caution, about everybody's out of tires except for just a couple cars. So the fuel and the tires are my big issue. Brad, we're seeing guys shut the motor off to save gas.
Trying to save a little sip of fuel here or there, but I'm pulling for Danica Patrick, who's 16th right now, to get a good top 10 finish. She's done a great job all evening long.
Well, we're about to see a good finish here. I'm still pulling for Happy Harvick. He's shutting the motor off. He says he's got enough gas.
Let's see how it all plays out. 44 to go.
You saw Stephen Wallace getting loose into turn number 1. Gathers it up. Joey Logano has to back out.
Ricky Stenhouse loses 3 or 4 or 5 spots there on that restart.
It's Busch, Harvick, Truex, Keselowski, and Stenhouse.
We have a number of cars back there. Oh, watch out. See Reed Sorensen just get into Cole Witt right there. A lot of these cars pitted for their last set of tires. They'll be trying to make as much as they can here.
And Witt restarted 11th, has dropped back to 15th. On board with Danica Patrick. She has dropped back to 20th. You can hear her tiptoeing with the throttle there a little bit.
One thing she's got going on, everybody that restarted behind her, just about all of them had fresher tires.
Trevor Bayne, remember, he had the contact with the wall. He is back out there. He's in the 20th position now, and look at this log jam a little bit further forward. That's Cole Witt in the 84. Reed Sorensen in that mix as well as Tony Raines. Now, Raines has got one of his best runs going in a long time. He's in the 17th spot, trying to pick up a few more if he can. Ricky Stenhouse trying to move back forward after sliding back a few spots on the start. It's Brendan Gaughan right up alongside. Battle for 6th right there. Stephen Wallace in front of those two, along with Brad Keselowski, who's running in 4th. And Keselowski's closing on the 99 of Martin Truex. Let's get an update on the 6th, Dave.
Marty, I'm pretty sure he missed a shift on the restart. He hasn't said anything about it, but he was gaining momentum coming up on the car in front of him on the restart and suddenly went backwards big time. That's usually a sign that you put the car in the wrong gear.
He's been one of our 8 different leaders. We've had 15 lead changes. And here he comes taking another look to the inside of Brendan Gaughan. Back up front, you saw Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick streak past. They've opened up about a 1.5 second lead over 3rd place Truex, Brad Keselowski. Then there you see Stenhouse as he does get around Stephen Wallace. So Stenhouse now into the, or I should say Brendan Gaughan. Stenhouse up to 5th, past Wallace, Gaughan, and the 16 of Colin Brown, slow on the track.
It's
We're still green as of right now. Keselowski, his hopes of winning the Owners' Championship for Roger Penske. Now the caution flies.
Caution's out. Caution's out.
Well, you heard Carl Edwards on the radio saying if we can get a caution with about 20 to go, well, the problem is it's got 39.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here. This might be their opportunity.
We're putting them on. Okay, it'll be 30 something to go, Carl.
Got enough laps now that you got to
Come on,
get
let's wait one more.
Our 10th caution. You heard the 60 radio there?
Yeah, you could hear Mike Beam calling him in on this one, and it sounded like Carl calling it all.
You know, if you're a gambling man, do you roll the dice?
No, they've already rolled the dice.
I know, but you roll it again and say, we're going to stay out because there's going to be another caution when we, you know.
We're going to do this. We're going to put a tear off. We'll take the tear off all 4 tires and put, how free are you there?
I'm about a 3 or a 4 loose end. You know, pretty darn loose end. The run before this on stickers, I was pretty good. So just a little bit, tighten up a little bit, getting in.
Yeah, it sounds like they're going to go ahead and make that move right now.
Yeah, and they're having to adjust, and yeah, you have to be really careful because they put those 15-lap scuffs on there. I'm sure the car is going to react differently with the sticker tires.
Look like Jack telling him, just it's your decision to make. Make it.
Yeah. And don't be wrong.
Yeah. I used to love having Richard Childress sitting up there beside me on the pit box.
Yeah, so I'm with you unless this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right?
49 of Mark Green will get the lucky dog. That'll get us 29 cars back on the lead lap.
as we are in our 10th caution here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Next time by, there'll be 37 laps remaining. We told you Kyle Busch has already clinched most laps led tonight, 122. He's comfortably in control of the owner's points because he is ahead of Brad Keselowski, and he came in with a 41-point lead.
You can see the 6 car. He's opting to stay out and save his tires if he's going to use that last set.
Brendan Gaughan, the first to come down, along with Joey Logano and Carl Edwards. And let's send it to Dr. Jerry Bunch.
You heard Mike Beam call Carl Edwards in. What you didn't hear is Mike told Carl a moment ago, Jack Russell, shoot me if I don't bring you in right now and put these 4 tires on. Around in the left rear, like you heard, 4 fresh sticker tires. They'll top it off with Sunoco fuel, and now Carl will have something to go after him. Jamie.
And Brendan Gaughan has had a great run tonight. He's been loose, saying they need to tighten him up just a bit. Putting on those 4 tires there. Scuffs, let's go over to Vince.
The 20 of Joey Logano, way too loose. They made a chassis adjustment and air pressure adjustment and gave him those final 4 sticker tires.
So everybody comes back out that did come into pit road. There is Carl Edwards leading the way.
Well, it's going to be fun to watch, see how this works out.
See how everybody cycles back through. Cars are on the backstretch right now.
I guess we didn't realize that Joey Logano had an extra set of tires down there too. He could be another one to really keep an eye on.
Yeah, fast race car set on the pole here. This is when, as a driver, it's really fun. When you know those other guys don't have tires, you feel like you're the best in the world.
Yeah, and I saw stickers on the 62 car also, so he's had a fast one.
Ricky Stenhouse right now in the 5th position. Dave, what are you hearing?
Marty, when the caution came out, Ricky did start talking.
That was my fault, guys. Got a bad restart. Missed the gear. My bad. We'll get it better.
Everything okay with the motor?
Oh, 10-4. I just didn't get it in gear. I didn't go back to the throttle.
And you heard the good news there. He didn't go back to the throttle, so the motor did not over-rev. He didn't shove it back into gear. He also wondered, are we going to use that extra set of tires, Mike Kelly, that we got sitting back here? Mike said, I'll let you know. And Ricky's like, okay, you want me to just drive? He's like, yeah. But maybe one more caution, guys. You think they'll get it?
Yeah, it looks like we will. We've had so many tonight. I mean, they may still have a chance to use that set of tires.
Our 2 longest green flag runs tonight have been 27 and 32 laps. So, yeah, the odds are with 36 to go, we're going to get one more.
This last race, I'd hate to have them sit and take them back to the shop.
Yeah, I know. They'll just get old sitting at home.
While these guys are getting ready for the restart, gives us an opportunity, of course, to talk about the big finale tomorrow. The championship will be decided right here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. The Ford 400 will be on ESPN starting at 1 o'clock Eastern. Alan and the gang will get things kicked off over on ESPN2 at 12 noon with the final edition of Countdown. And, of course, the champion's flag. Whoever wins the championship gets their flag right past start-finish line on pit road. Coming up next, of course, a special edition of ESPN Sports Center here from the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship.
Can't imagine how nervous those 3 drivers are going to be tomorrow. My hands start sweating. I'm not even part of it. Man, it's going to be a good day.
I think I asked you a lot earlier today. How much sleep are these 3 going to get?
Yeah, they're going to try to rest, but they're going to have moments where they're going to wake up and they're going to be thinking about the race and running it over and over in their mind.
Harvick probably sleep pretty good. He'll probably be tired after this race tonight. He has run a hard race against Kyle Busch.
This has certainly kept his mind off of that. That's for sure. Lights out on the pace car. Let's check in once again into that 6 camp. And Dave, you caught up with Mike Kelly?
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about levity here. First of all, what'd you ask him to do from the glove box there?
Kind of reach over there and get me a restart this time. We've struggled tonight on restarts, and just trying to keep them calm and cool here. Got a good race car.
Do you think you get that last caution, and how late can you wait?
Last year we came with 10 to go and restarted 9th and about pulled it off, so 10 to go I'd come.
How are your toes doing right now in those boots?
My toes are feeling fine.
All right, and he told Ricky that earlier. He said, my toes are fine. And Ricky said, yeah, well, you've been sitting down all night.
And, of course, that's the reference to the boots after the great run in Texas. All right, everybody getting into turn number 3 now, scuffing up the tires, getting everything cleaned off. Let's get a quick listen on the 33 radio.
First car that took tires to 60, he's an 18th. He'll have them used up by the time he gets to us. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
So obviously Kevin's not worried.
No, but he really needs this thing to go green from this point forward with what we've seen when his car starts to come back and he evens it out and then goes ahead, or a faster car than Kyle Busch. So he needs these last 34 laps to be all green.
All right, it's Kyle Busch taking the outside, Harvick alongside, then Truex, Brad Keselowski, Stenhouse, Stephen Wallace, Leffler, Hornish, Menard, Scott. That is your top 10, and we're green. Leffler going to try and make it 3 wide.
Stenhouse did not get a great restart. He didn't look like he missed a gear.
He's got it going now, yeah.
Boy, Leffler is in a... Man, he just made it through. At one point, they were really squeezing on both sides.
See Steve Wallace there wiggling his car back and forth, trying to get his tires cleaned off, a little heat in them. Doing a great job here tonight.
Wallace right there in that shot. He's got
Keselowski
view of the 33 and the 22.
Yeah, he's got a good run going now. He's already cleared Harvick.
So you've got Kyle Busch up front. Now there's Keselowski and Harvick side by side. Stephen Wallace up to 4th. Could be a career night for the young man. 5th is Martin Truex. Stenhouse is in 6th.
Harvick didn't have any trouble going right back by Keselowski.
Saw the view from out the back. A little further back, you can see here comes Stenhouse closing on Truex.
Yeah, if you look back just a little farther, you can see Carl Edwards trying to make his way back up to the front.
How about Trevor Bayne and the rebound he has made? Sparking, but still moving back forward. Let's get an update from pit road. Dave Burns.
Crew Chief Ricky Byers did a smart thing. When they had the damage, they put on an older set of tires on the run just to see how it would react. They found they had a slight rub. They think they've solved that, and now they put on their last pit stop, their set of sticker tires. And Trevor has a pretty fast race car. These Roush Speedway cars seem to keep bouncing off the wall and coming back.
Well, he just got around Sam Hornish Jr., picking up the 7th spot.
Here goes the lead.
Goes the lead with the 33. Kevin Harvick going around Kyle Busch. Here comes Stenhouse alongside. He's got Stephen Wallace. This is for position as well.
Yeah, Stenhouse just drive his car off into the corner. Takes his car, looks like about 4 or 5 laps after these restarts. Then he starts moving forward, and he is flying then.
So Stenhouse takes over the 4th spot. Here comes Martin Truex taking a look underneath the 66. Martin trying to take over 5th. And Trevor Bayne getting in the mix. Ooh, this is going to get a little rubbing.
Be careful, cut down a tire right there.
And look at Bayne. Slide between both of them. Picks up 2 spots. What a move by the 19-year-old.
That was cool.
Come on, set that thing down easy. Keep the momentum up coming off.
Here comes Stephen Wallace trying to get back underneath him. Not going to get it done in that corner. A little bit further forward. What is that on the track that everybody's running over? Saw stuff flying into the air there for a moment. Doesn't look like anything vicious or serious. How about Stenhouse?
He is bad fast, I'm telling you. This thing is moving.
Stenhouse up to 3rd. Vince, what are you hearing?
Well, and Brad Keselowski's running right behind him that you see there. Keselowski has a set of sticker tires still to use, so if by chance they do get another caution, he can come and get fresh rubber. Guys like Kyle Busch can't do it. Good to the end on fuel for Keselowski. Maybe a little dicey on a green-white checkered, but if it goes the regular distance, good for Keselowski on fuel. Dave Burns.
And as that 6th car goes around, Vince, Mike Kelly told me a little bit about it this morning. That car goes back to the Reagan years, the David Reagan rookie year of 2007. And we've got caution on the racetrack and perhaps a decision for the 6-car crew chief as, oh my goodness, Chase Mattioli is hard on the wall, Marty.
Yeah, that's on the back stretch as the 11th caution has come out. He's trying to move it, but it's not going to go very far. And it has been a long night for Chase.
Jammed in.
Actually, it's been a long weekend. He crashed his primary car qualifying.
This 11th caution ties for the most this season. We had 11 back at the March race in Bristol. And there's Chase getting out. But now with 27 to go, another caution. Let's go back and show you what happened.
We got on the inside, like Colin Brown there, and then he just lost it hard on the inside wall.
And there's Chase sitting on the side of the wall.
Okay, here comes Stenhouse.
Yep.
And Keselowski.
Let's send it down to Dr. Jerry Punch.
Final stop down the old pit road. 22 car coming down. There's a 6 car, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Final set of sticker tires and possibly a Rookie of the Year battle up for grabs. Spence.
The 22 of Brad Keselowski says the car is good and clean air. I don't know what else to tell you. So Paul Wolf said no changes. Just give me those 4 sticker tires. They're putting them on now. We'll see if Keselowski has the tires to make the difference to the finish.
Brian Scott also pitted. He's about 3 cars behind Ricky Stenhouse. Remember, those are the 2 battling for the Rookie of the Year championship. And he needs to get ahead of that 6 car. Meanwhile, the guys up front, Harvick, Busch, Trevor Bayne into 3rd after hitting the wall. Boy, we have seen some comebacks tonight. While we've got a moment, let's bring in Alan Bestwick and the guys from the pit studio. Let's talk a little strategy. What do you guys want to do here? What do you want to see?
Well, imagine our 3-time champion crew chief Ray Evernham down here watching these guys on these different pit stop schedules and has opinions. Let's start with Carl Edwards.
Yeah, they did the right thing. They came in, you know, my opinion, we were yelling back and forth. I'd have pitted Ricky Stenhouse. You know, I've worked with those guys too. But yeah, Carl Edwards did the right thing. Look, he's sitting there in 6th. He's got a fast car and fresh tires.
Now, what about the guys that just stopped, like Keselowski? He's all the way back in 17th. You going to get there?
They will get there. They'll be flying through that field, Alan. We watched Carl Edwards. He started way back there, and he moved all the way up right now into the 6th position. And I think he can get it done. I think these guys can get to the front. I don't know if they can win the race, but they'll get close.
All right, let's talk about up front. Harvick, Kyle Busch.
I was really surprised to see Harvick take over Kyle Busch there and pass him. I thought Kyle Busch has been the strongest car all night long, so that really surprised me. It's going to be interesting on this restart. We'll see if Kyle gets the jump, and I do think Keselowski can work his way back up through the field. We got a lot of laps left, and possibly one other caution coming up. So, James,
possibly. Based on what we've seen so far, Jamie.
Good possibility.
That's right. A lot of possibilities right now. Ernie Cope kept your driver out there. 27 laps on the only set of tires you guys have down here. What's going to happen on this restart?
I don't know. I'm hoping those guys that pitted the time before, you know, they got a heat cycle on their tires and they kind of lost their advantage. And the guys that pit now, I hope they can't get through. I mean, that's all we can hope for. I mean, we've been a little bit loose, but every heat cycle we're tightening up. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It'll be good.
He told his driver, Kevin Harvick, the guys that pitted now, they're never going to get up to us. Don't worry about it. Vince.
Checking in with Jason Ratcliffe. He's the crew chief for Kyle Busch, running for an owner's championship. What's more important at this stage, winning the race or staying in good enough position to win the owner's title?
Both. If we can do both, that'd be great. But I think our cars, Align Designs Toyota, has been really good. We haven't had to do a lot to it tonight. You know, right there, the 33's been good as well. So we've just been battling with him back and forth. We're getting a little tight here as the track cools off. But I think we'll have something for him at the end. I just want this thing to go green. These guys playing the sticker scuff game on us. We used all our good stuff up, so I needed to go green and see if we can finish this deal off.
We'll see what happens. Doc?
And Mike Beam made a gutsy call to hold off on the final set of sticker tires. He and Jack Roush talking right now. Mike, you held off on those sticker tires until you absolutely had to put them on. Will it pay off now for the W? Do you have enough?
Well, yeah, things tore up. You know, the right side, the guys done a great job. Carl's hung in there. I think so. I think it's going to work out well for us here, you know, with the amount of laps on it. You know, I mean, I'm getting too old to just, you know, to gamble like that. But, you know, I had to because, like, I had to put tires on it to where we could get track position there for a while. So hopefully it'll work out for us. He said the balance is, you know, really, really good right now. And So we'll see. It's good fun. You know, car's close enough where we can play with it, so that's fun.
Dave? Rick Byers and the 17 crew have had a chance to work on Trevor Bain's car. Have you got all the bugs worked out for a final run of the checkers here?
Well, we think so. I mean, he's been a little bit tight all night, but run really well there about the middle of the race, up high in the higher groove, but got against the wall. So we fell back to 24th, worked on it, and it is what it is right now. We're third place, and we'll see what happens.
Remember, Alan, he was in the wall in lap 133.
Yeah, look at that car.
He has done a remarkable
All right,
job.
real quick before the restart, who wins?
I don't know. I don't know who's going to win. I think Kevin Harvick's going to win this thing, and I can tell you right now, my heart's pounding because I know those guys on the sticker tires are going to be flying to the front, Alan. It's going to be a great race.
And by the way, it's okay. Your son's on the outside of row 2 for the restart. I know you want him to win. Quick.
I'm going to tell you at the end of 24 laps.
I told you in the beginning who was going to win this race, but the fastest car's back in 23rd.
23 laps to go, Marty.
Yeah, and Rusty's heart's pounding because Steven's going to start 4th or restart 4th. It's Harvick, Busch, Bain, Wallace, Truex. Here we go.
Harvick got a jump, but I don't think Kyle Busch has let up yet.
I'm not sure Harvick has.
Down the backstretch, 3 wide further back. It's Reed Sorensen in that mix, but here we go up front. Kyle trying to put a nose in front.
Yeah, Harvick's going to try to stay on that quarter panel, not let him get that spot quite yet.
They come down out of 4. Here comes on the crossover. It will be Kyle Busch leading this lap. 16 total lead changes. Harvick comes right back on him.
Here comes Kyle Busch back to the high side. Drives it in hard down in 1 and 2.
Yeah, look at Steven Wallace hanging with him.
Wallace is now up to 3rd. This could be a career best run for him. Justin Allgaier, remember when he was way back in this field. It's Wallace, Bain, and Allgaier, those 3 right there going after each other. Last time Allgaier will be in this 12 car. He'll be moving over to Turner Motorsports next year. Wants to finish on a high note. He won earlier this year at Bristol. His one and only race win.
And we talked about the top of the show, these young guys needing to have a good day. There's 3 of them in the top 5 right now.
Bain takes a peek outside. Up through the field, Brad Keselowski. That's Cole Witt right alongside of him. That's the battle for 12th. Here's the battle for 3rd right now is Stephen Wallace and Trevor Bain. And Bain has got the spot. So Bain moves forward. Here comes Carl Edwards getting around Martin Truex. Joey Logano in that mix as well.
I don't see Carl coming quite as fast as I thought that he may with those tires. I do see the 22 coming back there. I don't know if he's got enough laps, but he is slicing and dicing his way.
Well, Logano has now gotten around Truex.
Logano's the highest running car on sticker tires right now.
Keselowski's got Brendan Gaughan right in front of him. Truex is going in the wrong direction. Fast. A little further forward. Allgaier taking a run on the 66, and he's going to take over the 4th spot. So Allgaier's going to try and set sail for the 17 of Trevor Bain. Bain sparking more than the 4th of July fireworks show, but somehow that car keeps moving forward. Here comes Carl Edwards also, guys.
Yeah, Carl's starting to pick it up now. Looks like it takes his car a couple of laps, get the tires heated up and going in the right direction.
Brendan Gaughan not giving up with his battle with Brad Keselowski. That's at the back of your screen right there.
Yeah, those are the 3 cars, the 20 of Logano, the 62 of Brendan Gaughan, and you see Brad Keselowski that have stickers from that last pit stop.
Remember when Ricky Stenhouse also pitted? Well, he is fighting his way back up into this battle. He is running in the 12th position right now. And there you see Martin Truex. Remember, Truex was pretty much in the top 7 all night long, and all of a sudden this last run, he has gone in the wrong direction. Brad Keselowski now going to try and make it 3 wide. He's going to try and clear both of the Rusty Wallace cars. So Keselowski, he keeps moving towards the front, putting now into the 7th position.
You know, Brendan Gaughan going to the Truck Series next year, he's really giving this car a good ride for his last race in the Nationwide Series for a while.
Michael Annett will be in that 62 next year. Boy,
Boy, and Keselowski gets around Logano, so move Brad now up another spot, put him into 6th.
Ricky Stenhouse actually the fastest car on this last lap.
60 in the 12. Carl has to pull back in. You can see the barrier bond starting to blow away on that right front corner. The view back from Allgaier. Not missing anything up front. Kyle Busch's lead is a half a second over Kevin Harvick. And now for the first time since we went back green, well, just as I was going to say it calmed down a little bit, here goes Carl taking a look underneath the 12.
He looked at his mirror and saw that 22 car coming. He says, I got to go.
Yeah, he was not going to clear him there, and that's going to give Brad a chance to get up there and possibly make it 3 wide here in just a second.
Carl with another good run here, and he clears him going into the corner. Let's get an update on Justin Allgaier. How about it, Jamie?
Well, Justin Allgaier definitely wants to go out with a bang. At the start of this race, he came on the radio and thanked everybody on his team and at Penske Racing for 2 great years with this team. Of course, moving on to Turner Motorsports, as you mentioned. But remember, earlier on in this race, he got together with Eric Almirola, a lot of right side damage. This team has made 11 pit stops to repair this car, and you see now how racy he is into the top 5.
Those 3 continue their battle as Carl tries to pull away from Keselowski. Keselowski says, no, I'm going to try and reel you in. And look to the right. Here comes Ricky Stenhouse. He has gotten around Joey Logano. He's up to the 7th position with 13 laps to go.
He's consistently the fastest car the last 3 or 4 laps, but I'm not sure he's got enough time.
Brad Keselowski, his hopes of winning the Owners' Championship, he's doing everything he can, but the problem is the man up front of this field, Kyle Busch, is the guy he's got to beat. He's got to beat him pretty big.
Well, his only hope to win that is that the 18 happens to run out of fuel here towards the end.
So as we run right now, that one is pretty much a lock the way Carl has been going. There you see him, Kevin Harvick right behind by 0.6 of a second. Then there's Trevor Bayne, Keselowski, Edwards, and then let's move a little bit further back. As you can see, drop in on the 10 car on the left side of your screen.
You see Stenhouse has now cleared the 12 car.
Battle for 6th on the right side between Ricky Stenhouse and Justin Allgaier. Leffler and Truex, that is for 11th. Now 11 laps to go here in the final race of the 2010 season. And for the first time since we went back to green, things have calmed down, at least for the moment. And just as I say it, Parker Kligerman wants to get around Stephen Wallace, and all of a sudden Stephen has fallen back through this field.
Uh-oh, a little bit loose for Kligerman there. Hangs on to it.
So Kligerman takes over the spot, move him up to 13th, but here comes Stephen taking another run at him.
It looks like Stephen's car's gotten really tight in the center of the corner. That's hurting his exit speed quite a bit.
He was up to as high as 3rd, and now he's got Reed Sorensen going around him as well. So going in the wrong direction now, Stephen Wallace back to the 15th position. Let's go back up front because there's the 2 race leaders. It has stayed pretty much the same between a half a second to 0.7 of a second between Kyle Busch, our race leader, and Kevin Harvick. And Harvick's gone up to the high side looking for some speed.
Yeah, they were up there. The last lap, they ran identical time to the 1,000th of a second.
Ricky Stenhouse and his teammate, Carl Edwards. Let's get an update on the 6. Dave.
Marty, he restarted 20th. He was up to 10th by 3 laps in with those fresh tires. And, of course, you can imagine how desolated he was when they restarted in that position. They said, hang in there. Yeah, we've got some time here, and you can move your way forward. And he's passing cars right and left.
And his competition for the Rookie of the Year, Brian Scott, is all the way back in 18th. So if that holds station, you may be looking at the Rookie of the Year right there. Remember, there is still the committee vote, but we should know by the end of the race before we go off the air who the official Rookie of the Year will be for 2010. Stenhouse into the top 5. Again, you see Trevor Bayne on the left side there in that 17. About every time he hits one of those bumps, it is sparking quite a bit. Here comes Keselowski with another run on him. That is for 3rd. 7 laps remaining. Keselowski trying to do all he can to get back to the front. Takes the low line through the corner and looks like he will come up and clear.
Looks like without a caution, Kyle Busch has this thing kind of handled, but if they have a caution flag, I believe that 22 car and maybe Ricky Stenhouse will have something to say about it.
There is your race leader. Won the truck race last night. And if he pulls off the double, he'll be looking for his second trifecta. Remember, he did it at Bristol earlier this year. Joey Logano, Justin Allgaier, that is for position 7th on the track. Brendan Gaughan in that mix as well. So you got 7th, 8th, and 9th right there.
Been a little surprised today that Joey Logano hasn't been up challenging for the lead anymore.
Battle for 4th right now at Trevor Bayne, Ricky Stenhouse. These guys on the left side getting a little rough.
Well, look at Stenhouse. That car is really hooked up.
Yeah, he just gets down into the corner so fast and can get back to the throttle and drive it off. Just had a really good car all day and done a great job of driving it.
So Stenhouse takes over the 4th spot. On the left side of your screen, you've got Logano hanging on to 7th with Brendan Gaughan and Justin Allgaier behind. This time by, there'll be 4 laps remaining. Kyle Busch's lead, 0.6 of a second. It's pretty much stayed there the last 10 laps. And those 5 cars have sort of settled into a position as well. About 2 to 3 car lengths between each of them now. Let's go back a little bit further for everybody who wants to know what Danica is doing. She's running in 19th. This could be a career best finish for her.
She's really had a solid day driving the race car, raced in traffic, passed cars. So a very good effort.
That was Brian Scott right there in the 09 in front of her. Brian's hopes of capturing the Rookie of the Year getting slimmer and slimmer as the laps wind down with just 3 laps remaining now. One of the other rookies we were talking about, Cole Witt, is right in front of both of them in 17th. The battle for 9th, Paul Menard, Justin Allgaier. Here comes Jason Leffler into that mix as well, and now with 2 laps remaining in the 2010 season. Leffler, wow, nice move to get around Allgaier. But now here comes Allgaier trying to cross over underneath him. Down the backstretch, these guys are flying. Meanwhile, over on the front stretch, the white flag is out for Kyle Busch. 1.5 miles for his 43rd Nationwide Series win. And his 2nd win of the race weekend after winning last night's truck race. Kevin Harvick has nothing for him right now. He's opened up the lead to 0.8 of a second.
Bring it home, bud.
He's going to claim the owner's championship for Joe Gibbs Racing, and as he comes across the stripe, a record-setting 13th win of 2010 for Kyle Busch. 2nd place will be Kevin Harvick. 3rd, Brad Keselowski. A great run for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Trevor Bayne. Logano.
You're the best, brother. You are the best. You are the greatest. Thank you. 2 nights, 2 championships, 2 wins. Yeah, baby.
There's the coach.
That's it all right there, boys. You guys are the stuff. I can't do it without any of you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
He is only 5 wins behind all-time leader Mark Martin in this series.
Means by about race 10 of next year, he'll catch him. He wins at about a 50% clip in this.
This is fun. This is what it's all about. Wish I had something tomorrow, but we'll play with teammates tomorrow. Get them one.
His 13th win of 2010 in 29 starts. And yes, we can confirm Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is your Rookie of the Year as Kyle celebrates on the front stretch.
Somewhere in all that smoke, there he is. Of course, we'll have our official trophy presentation for our season champion, Brad Keselowski, and there is the flag being given to Brad. A great season for him. I know he's disappointed about not being able to win that owner's title for Roger Penske, but at the beginning of this season, I don't think many people would have expected that he'd have had the kind of year he had. Kyle takes the bow, but believe it or not, one of Kyle's records has just been broken by Brad Keselowski. He had his 26th top 5 finish, breaking the old mark of 25.
Well, that's the way you win championships, is doing that. Brad Keselowski, a fantastic job all year long in this car.
Let's get it down to Jamie Little.
Coach Joe Gibbs, very familiar with this stuff. Celebration, all your guys celebrating 13 wins with Kyle Busch in this series. How do you sum up this season, Joe?
I got to tell you, I'm so proud of these guys, and as everybody knows, it takes a lot of sponsorship. We had a lot of people on this car that really helped us. Obviously, Jim and Monica with Z-Line, it was a huge deal. NAS, Safeway Driving School, I want to make sure that we mention Brad Coleman, Combos, and Interstate Batteries. It takes a lot to make something like this happen. I'm so proud of the team, Kyle, the leadership by Jason. It's just an awesome deal. Lord let us really appreciate something tonight, and I really appreciate it.
Big celebration for you tonight and perhaps tomorrow. Doc?
An amazing comeback for Trevor Baynes, 6th top 5 finish of the year, but most importantly, Trevor, your first ever top 5 for Roush Fenway Racing. What's this mean to you?
Man, this is exciting because now we get to go into the offseason knowing that we're back to being a top 5 contender. And, you know, the way we had to fight back this week and or this race here this week, you know, we got the wall there running, I think, 6th at one time. And then we really had to fight back to get back to the top 5. But they made good calls on when to pit and when to fix the car. And so to end up with a top 5 here with Roush Fenway, it's exciting. And it's kind of a milestone because now we know we can do it again. And we go into the offseason knowing that. And we're just going to work toward next year and be really excited to get there.
A great job.
Thank you, sir.
What a talented 19-year-old. Dave Burns.
With second place finisher Kevin Harvick, and discussing with crew chief Ernie Cope the night that was, how badly did you not want to see that final caution?
I didn't want to see it at all. Once you get the lead, you know, it's fun to, you know, to get that clean air. And we were on the verge of being too tight. And then after that last caution, we were just terrible tight. But just got to thank everybody on the whole team, Jimmy Johns, Ream, Chevrolet, everybody who is a part of this program. It's been a great year, and we've come a long ways as a company. I feel like we're competing to try to win races week in and week out. As a company, we won 4 this year, and you know, I feel like we could have won 10. So it's just a matter of getting adapted and keeping the consistency with the people. And you know, it's going to be a crowded stage there at the banquet this week with 2 different owner champions and 2 different driver champions.
And Kevin, proud of his team this year, and maybe he'll get that owner's championship or the driver's championship one of these days soon. Again, Jamie.
Busiest season of her career in the books, Danica. Hey, you got a down face, but it was your first lead lap finish, your best finish in Nationwide. It was 19th. Why are you so upset?
Why am I so upset? I don't know. Because I was working my ass off to get by the 09 car, and I couldn't get by him, and so I'm mad. Because when you're running and where I'm running, it's not like I'm running for a win and I was mad. I have to find like little victories and everything. So I was faster than him, and I just couldn't get by. And it's not like it's that big of a deal. It's not like finishing 18th versus 19th is going to change the world. It's just like, yeah, I have to find the little victories. So we qualified really well. I mean, there's a lot of positives, but, you know, the competitiveness in me wants more.
Well, you did a good job. First year in NASCAR in the books for Danica Patrick. Dave?
A bunch of Roush Fenway drivers around here, mainly congratulating the 2010 NASCAR Nationwide Series Rebestus Rookie of the Year. NASCAR's telling us it is you, my friend. How does that feel?
It's awesome. It's, you know, I got to thank God for this. I've been, it's been a tough season, and to get it turned around, it took a lot of faith, and you know, we didn't do it on our own. It's cool for City Financial to come on board and help us out this year. We hate to see him leave, but you know, it's been a great year for us, the end of the season, and looking forward to hopefully a good year with Black Angus beef. We don't have anything done for next year, but to win that Ray Best's Rookie of the Year, man, it's really cool.
And the rookie was like a yo-yo tonight, back and forth. Restarted 20th that last run and ran it back to 4th. Vince?
Kyle Busch has just pulled into victory lane and is about to climb out of his winning car, the Z-Line Designs Toyota. What a special season it has been for Kyle Busch. 13 wins, a nationwide series record, and a part of another championship. Last year it was the Drivers' Championship. This year it's the Owners' Championship. Well, it's been a pretty special couple of days for you. You won the truck title in the truck race last night and win this race here tonight in the Owners' Championship. How do you put that in perspective?
I don't know. You don't right now. You know, it's you just come out here and enjoy it, and right now we're going to enjoy it. These guys, all these guys from Joe Gibbs Racing, everybody from Z-Line Designs, Jim and Monica are here to help us celebrate. And this Toyota was fast, man. I just can't thank these guys enough that do a great job at Joe Gibbs Racing, the chassis shop, body shop, engine shop, everybody. They, you know, they put it all together for us in these last 3 seasons. And it's a shame to see this car go, but, you know, we've got a new priority here next year, and it'll be fun. You know, it'll be a new challenge for us. And can't thank NOS Energy Drink enough, combos, M&Ms, interstate batteries, Nationwide Insurance for a great series. I mean, this has been so much fun. It's been cool to come out here and enjoy it and celebrate with all these guys. They deserve to celebrate as much as anybody, and can't thank the fans enough, of course, too. So it was good.
Congratulations.
You got it. Thank you.
Kyle Busch, and by the way, Marty, he ran this car 4 times this season, 3 trips to victory lane and a 2nd place finish.
And he gives Joe Gibbs a happy birthday early. Joe turns 70 on Thanksgiving Day. Now, we're going to send it over to Sports Center. During that broadcast, we will come back for the official trophy presentation to that man right there for Brad Keselowski on his great 2010 season. Right now, let's send it to Sports Center. Alan?
Marty, thank you. All the on-track activity now is complete. The next time you'll hear a racing engine roar, it'll be tomorrow just after 1 Eastern time when the closest chase in history will be settled in one final race.